At 3:30 p.m. for our pregame show, we've got USC UCLA tickets to give away and USC Notre Dame tickets, so don't miss that. Lakers lose last night to the Magic. We'll react. And get you ready, Sunday Night Football. Mace will be there at SoFi. Rams Eagles. All of that plus Friday fun and frivolity. Let's do it. Celebrating 20 years. At ESPN Los Angeles, the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland, your Friday afternoon right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, people.
Yeah.
It's Friday. And if there ever was an F it Friday,
Friday.
After what happened last night, is Mason's gone. I think he's going to Adele tonight for Juan's birthday.
Yeah.
Momo's here. Bergman's here. Brian Cohen's here, and we're loaded. We got a lot of stuff, but I want to start with Michael Thompson has a theory that I have never agreed with. I think I still don't. But, boy, I'm thinking about it today. He said, this is his statement, and he stands by it to this day. I would rather get blown out by 20 than lose by 1. Because when you lose by 1, you go over every single thing you could have done differently that would have swung the game to you. But I would rather be competitive in every game,
me too.
have a chance to win, and take my shot. The reason I'm bringing all this up is that last night, Orlando beat the Lakers 119-118. It snapped their 6-game winning streak. It snapped their perfect home record. And they had it.
Yeah.
They absolutely had it. If you talk to anybody who plays for the Lakers, they will tell you Orlando didn't win this as much as they lost it. LeBron and AD, who were both spectacular, both north of 30 points in the same game for the second time this year, were great all night. And with 37 seconds left, those two combined to miss 4 out of 6 free throws, including with 15 seconds left, AD having Lakers up 2, AD having 2. If he just makes 1, the worst thing you can get is overtime. He misses them both. Now the Lakers are in a position where the only thing they can't do is allow a 3. They allow a 3. Great shot by Franz Wagner. Yeah. I don't want to take anything away from him. He was spectacular. But they allow a 3, and now I know Anthony Davis a little bit. I guarantee he didn't sleep well last night because he played out of his mind. Yeah. But in the end, what he's going to remember is he clanked those 2 free throws.
There's almost no way to swallow that. Like you just.
So do you agree with Michael?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'd rather.
Greg, how about you? Would you rather lose by 20 or lose by 1?
I am with Michael 1,000%. I will do because you're still competitive. In this scenario, you're losing both ways.
Right.
You're either losing close or you're losing big time. If I'm losing no matter what, blow me out and I can forget about it and move on to the next one. When I lose by 1,
I don't get that.
I'm thinking about every single little thing, and I'll be like JJ Redick locking myself in a dark room.
Brian, how about you? You're going to lose. I give you your choice. You can lose by 20 or lose by 1.
I feel like the lose by 1 because then when you face them again, you know that you're right there. You didn't get blown out.
You can still get blown out next time by 20.
Greg's right, by the way.
Right.
Yeah, you could get. I mean, Denver's coming in tomorrow night, and not the 5-game series last year, but the 4-game series the year before. The Lakers got swept 4-0, and all 4 games were close.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if you're going to lose, it isn't really, there's not a ton of difference between losing by 20 or losing by 1. I'd just rather lose by 1.
I'm totally with Michael, but I'm not with Michael because I can't stand it anymore, John. He has to stop putting games in the refrigerator before the game starts.
Have you noticed that I've stopped reacting to it?
Yeah, because what is he doing?
It's not like him either. It's the most disrespectful thing he does.
100%.
He's never done it before. I don't know why he's doing it now.
But it's every game now. He's doing it every game.
I think he just does it to rile people up at this point. But to say the opponent is going to lose before the ball is even thrown up is so insulting. And for an actual former NBA player to do it makes no sense.
So the thing that got me last night was AD and LeBron played so well, and then they just got tight wrists, tight whatever, and just missed those free throws. And it's almost, Greg, like baseball when the closer just blows it.
Yeah, it's very
just
frustrating.
Gives up a homer.
Or in golf, if you have a short putt and you just yank
miss.
it.
There's just absolutely
Well,
nothing
to
you
your
can
point,
say. You just have to flush it and move on.
Right. What made it extra frustrating is that the guys who missed the free throws, I looked this up, Anthony Davis missed 3 of 4 in the final minute, is a 78% free throw shooter.
Yeah.
LeBron normally shoots 74%. He missed a couple. Austin Reeves, who is an 80% free throw shooter, made 2 of 5 last night. Any of those guys shoot to their
and guess what?
percentage, and we're
There's
good.
a bunch of scouts in the house. I saw the scout from Denver there, from the Spurs there, from the Clippers were there. There's a bunch of scouts in the house. Guess what? Everybody who watched that game is going to do now.
Foul Lakers late. Yeah.
You know that Anthony Davis was 9 for 9 going into those last 4 free throws going into the game?
He was great all
He was
night. And by the
perfect,
way,
and then missed 3 or
without
4.
him, Greg, the Lakers would have lost by at least 20.
Oh, easy.
He was fantastic. And Orlando's good, but they were missing Paolo Banchero, their best player, and right before the game, KCP had a personal thing going on, and so I think his wife was having a baby, and so KCP wasn't there, and Orlando won anyway. The Lakers have gotten some luck on paper. For example, there's a chance Jokic won't play Saturday.
Yeah.
He's missed the last 3 games for Denver with a personal issue. Kevin Durant has been out for a week.
Yeah.
We don't know if he'll be back for the game in Phoenix on Tuesday. Wemby has been out for San Antonio.
Yeah.
He's missed the last 3 games. We play them on Wednesday. So the Lakers are catching breaks, but you've got to cash this in.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what was so frustrating.
They were up. It wasn't like it was close. It was they were up.
They're up. They're up 7 with 2 minutes to go, and they just didn't make free throws down the stretch. Now that's the bad news. The good news is they are still in the top 4 in the West. They are still have won. They're 7-1 at home.
Yeah,
they've won 6 of their last 7 games, and so you just said the most important thing. You got to flush this.
Yeah.
You got to have a short memory and forget it. The one thing that kind of happens in professional sports is the tough losses stay with you. This one can't. You just have to forget it. You've got Denver coming in. Denver always kind of has your number. Phoenix is in your pod. That's an NBA Cup game. And then Wemby is going to want another crack at you after the Lakers.
That's an NBA Cup game, too.
No, it's Tuesdays and Fridays are the NBA Cup
even though
game.
they're in their pod.
Oklahoma City on Friday, day after Thanksgiving, is an NBA Cup game.
Okay.
But it was so hard to swallow because they had it. They just
I mean, your
had
call on this. I went to the game, and I left about the midway through the third quarter, which I don't normally do, but it's been a long week and I had a long day. I did TV in the morning, a long day, and I was like, I got another long day the next day. They got this one. Let's go. We did pregame. We're fine. And it was a comfortable lead the whole time. And I listened to you on the way home. And by the end, when it was getting close,
it sounded like I was going to jump off a building.
Yeah, John Ireland was disgusted.
I was so mad because we had it. All we had to do was make free throws.
It was actually kind of cracking me up, but listening.
Yeah, and it was like
Franz Wagner for the win.
And everybody knew he was going to shoot it. All right, when we come back, every once in a while you'll hear a story. There's at least once a week where you'll hear a story about a quote-unquote celebrity behaving badly. Somebody snapping at somebody taking a camera phone.
I'm so glad I'm not famous enough for this.
Somebody being rude in public, and the celebrity is shamed into making an apology.
Yeah.
We have a situation that is so the reverse of that, I can't even tell you, and I will explain it next. First, Greg, what do you got?
So today is a Cosm Ticket Friday, and we are giving away tickets every hour today for a chance to go to Cosm on Tuesday, November 26th. Mason's going to be there, but also Beto and the pre-half and post is going to be there for Lakers on Tuesday. Who are they playing on Tuesday, John?
Phoenix.
Playing Lakers at Phoenix. And you know who else is going to be there? Brian, are you possibly going to be there too?
I will be there as well. That's right.
Is this your first trip to Cosm?
It is. I'm very excited
wow,
for it.
I'm a little jealous. I'm going to be the last one in.
So, we got to get you out there as soon as we can, John. And you too, Momo. If you've been
I know. He invited me Tuesday. I'm a TBD.
TBD. Well, hopefully you do get to go. And if you do, maybe you'll see Momo there. You will see Brian. You will see Mace. And you will see Beto. But every hour, call 877-710-3776, 877-710-ESPN, and we'll be giving away tickets in caller number 7. On site on Tuesday, we'll be giving away GA tickets for Lakers Spurs on Wednesdays. So if you go there on Tuesday, you can still win to go there on Wednesday as well. 877-710-3776.
Mason and Ireland. Momo in for Mace, ESPN LA.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center on November 23rd and 24th. Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards, plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books. SGC and PSA will be there. So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. Hundreds of vendors, thousands of dollars in free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center, Saturday and Sunday, November 23rd and 24th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com. That's frontrowcardshow.com.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up this fall because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Transform your living space into the ultimate smart home experience with Mir Audio Video. From breathtaking cinema rooms to seamless Wi-Fi systems, Mir's expert technicians are certified by the industry leaders, Crestron, Control4, Lutron, Nice, and more. Whether it's your cozy home or a bustling commercial space, Mir delivers unparalleled service tailored just for you. Visit the showroom today at 2040 Westwood Boulevard in Westwood or give them a call at 310-234-4010. That's 310-234-4010 or check out MirAudioVideo.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your real estate. 1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your real estate.
Cars for Kids accepts all kinds of real estate donations. Turn your challenging or unused property into a brighter future for kids and get a tax deduction for the full appraised value of your property. Visit carsforkids.org or call today. That's Cars for Kids Real Estate.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your real estate. Donate your real estate.
Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2024.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. I have teamed up with Travis and DeMarco to tell you about personal injury attorney Joseph S. Normand and his all-star legal team.
We've been talking about the law office of Joseph S. Normand for months, and they've helped listeners achieve maximum compensation that they deserve in an accident.
Getting into an accident can be scary and frustrating dealing with insurance companies. Let the Normand All-Star team handle it for you. Visit normandlegal.com or 213-747-2000.
The law offices of Joseph S. Normand, 213-747-2000.
FX's English teacher.
Every single one of these essays is so bad.
An F? What is this?
With grades like this, I'm gonna have to hit the corner, sir.
From executive producers of What We Do in the Shadows.
Who's running the school? Is it us or is it them?
Them.
Go sit next to Tiffany.
She told me it was offensive to learn Mandarin because you're not Japanese.
FX's English teacher is now streaming on Hulu. All new Mondays on FX.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right, today it's Momo in Ireland. Ramona nice enough to pinch it for Mace, who is in Vegas. But he'll be back Monday with tales of what a crazy sports weekend this is. So tomorrow, and all three of these games start at 7:30.
Yeah.
LAFC playoff game at BMO Stadium against Seattle.
Okay.
Lakers Nuggets at Crypto.com Arena. UCLA USC at the Rose Bowl.
Wow.
All at 7:30. And Greg, am I correct in saying all three on the app?
All three on the app, but not just those three. There's also at 1 o'clock both Kings versus Seattle at Crypto as well.
Okay.
So there's a back-to-back doubleheader at Crypto.
Of course there is, because we don't have enough cars on the road.
Right. And also at 1 o'clock is USC women's versus Notre Dame, a top 10 matchup.
Oh, yeah.
All on the app.
Right. By the way,
Wow.
that USC Notre Dame women's game has a lot of star power in it. That's I think both of those teams are top 10, not just
they
USC.
are.
Yeah.
So USC I think is 3, and I think Notre Dame is 6, and that game is actually on 7-10 and the app.
Wow.
Okay. What's on 7:10 tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night is Lakers.
Okay, and then so SC UCLA football on the app, LAFC game on the app. And by the way, so you keep hearing Greg talk about this. So if you're listening right now, there is no reason, none, you shouldn't have the ESPN LA
so
app.
easy. Yeah.
It is one touch control at your fingertips. And here's the most important thing. If you only hear two words that I say, listen very, very carefully to these two words. It's free. It's free. It costs you nothing.
Yeah.
Download the app, and then, like Greg, you just switched over to an electric car. You got a Tesla, right? They don't have AM radios in Teslas.
No, they do not. So I have to use the app to be able to do anything.
They don't have AM radios in Teslas?
Four of my friends have Teslas, and the way they listen to me call the games is through our app.
What happened to the radio?
Because they're all digital.
They don't have anything, yeah.
Yeah. But there's nothing you can't.
Oh, I know, but that makes me mad.
Well, but if you want to get a Tesla, there are ways you can listen to everything that you like.
Yeah.
You just have to.
It's just one more thing that on my list with Elon.
Yeah, there you go.
One more thing.
All right, so let me get to this. I got to be careful exactly how I word a lot of stuff in this segment.
Okay.
Because when you hear this,
should I do the Mason and torture you, or should I be a
no?
friend
When
and
you hear
help
this,
you?
you're going to be as outraged as me.
Okay, here we go.
So we're around a lot of famous athletes all the time. These guys get hounded for autographs, hounded, because the memorabilia business is big money now. If they sign something, somebody else can put it on eBay and they can make a few bucks. So everybody, and it doesn't, of course, the athlete gets none of it.
Yeah.
So some athletes are very good about stopping and signing. Others don't really want to. This is Exhibit 101 on how to never, ever approach an athlete like this guy. There is, when Jimmy Kimmel has guests on his show, they park in a specific parking lot, and these autograph hounds know where they park. So they wait for the famous people to come out. So on the show this week, he had Jason Kelsey, who's kind of transitioning from an all-pro offensive lineman to a sports personality, an honor personality. So he was on with Jimmy Kimmel. And this guy wanted Jason Kelsey to sign a autograph. This went on for 3 minutes at least. I asked Brian to cut it down to 1 minute. Brian, clip 1 is the altercation, right?
Yeah, it's the fan yelling.
Okay, so here, Jason Kelsey's walking to his car, and listen to this fan. You better play it, Brian.
Don't do that. We're the king of the streets. People are dying out here. You're jumping in a car acting like a hot shot. Kiss my ass. My whole family died before I made. You ain't nobody special. You're some bad guy that thinks he's on some pedestal. Don't be a I'm with it. My whole family. I don't care. The autograph. It's the attitude. There's death in these streets 2 blocks away, and you're being a. You couldn't put it to our name. May we please? May we please?
I have a habit of not signing for people that follow where I'm going.
We're here at it. We're not following you. We get every guest that comes here. Morgan Freeman did it with a busted hand. That's 100 times bigger than your sorry ass. You got a podcast and you think you're a hot shot? You're nothing. You don't love nothing but money. You don't know these streets. You. Your love is fake. Nah, we get everybody here. You're a hot shot.
He was walking to his car.
Yikes.
And this guy's 2 blocks away across the street, and he wants him to sign something, and he's MFing him left, right, and sideways.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, please, somebody ID this guy and publicly shame him. Because if this guy worked for me, he would be out of a job.
Yeah.
You cannot treat people like that. Now, here's the amazing ending that you don't see coming.
Okay.
After this guy just MFs Kelsey left, right, and sideways, Kelsey had an incident a couple of weeks ago where he slapped somebody got a phone in his face when he was walking into a stadium, and he slapped it away, and he had to go on ESPN and apologize. So I think he got in his car, and he went, this is going to be a thing if I don't de-escalate it.
Yeah.
So he walks over, and he signs everything, including for the guy yelling at him. And then the guy yelling at him doesn't know what to say. He's apoplectically. I mean, he's just listen to him try and apologize to Kelsey.
I will never do that in my life, Lord. Do not put that on the internet.
Too late.
I'm ashamed of that moment. God bless you, sir. We supported you before this. I always laughed and liked you. I apologize because I do love you.
Get up here.
You want me?
Sorry. Get up here.
I'm not a punk. Hey, love you. I have love for you.
I have love for you, okay? And I'm sorry. I didn't mean anything about it. I promise you, okay?
Yes. This is our spot. We love everybody that comes through here. We greet them with courtesy and honesty and love.
Courtesy?
God bless you and keep working hard on everything.
You too,
I didn't mean to be mean at all.
Listen.
But we respect the biggest people in the world that come here, and we honor them with love and appreciate what you do in here.
I feel you and I appreciate you, brother.
Did you get me? Come on.
Jason,
Thank you.
you're really nice. Thank you.
That's it. A moment, Lord. I promise that's what needs to be. Love in these streets.
All right.
I don't like anything about this.
First of all,
now
Kelsey
you just
is,
rewarded him.
Yeah,
Like he just gave him what he wanted.
Right, but if I have anything to do with Jimmy Kimmel's show, I put a security guy out there
100%.
today, and even though there's not, and if that guy shows up anywhere, I mean that's harassment. And the reason I wanted to play all this is because next time you hear some celebrity get called out for being rude in public, what if it started like that?
Yeah.
I mean, that guy.
Also, I
dare that guy to do it to Charles Barkley. Barkley would punch him in the face.
So here's the thing that I think it gets down to this fundamental lack of respect of that I see a lot, whether it's social media, whether it's in-person encounters. But there's this sort of entitlement that the autograph seeker has, like as if Jason Kelsey is like he's entitled to his autograph because he figured out where they park. Like as if
come
it's
on.
nothing to you, Jason. Give me your signature so I can go make money. Like he owes him something.
Yeah,
We've
got to treat people better.
Nobody owes you anything, man.
There has been a lack of civility
Yeah.
going on for. I don't know if it's a result of the pandemic. I don't know if it's a result of the election. I don't
Social
know if
media,
it's a
I think.
combination. Yeah, social media involved. But be civil to each other, please.
Yeah.
Don't be running up to people on the street or just walking to their car and MFing them up and down and sideways until they give you what you want.
Yeah.
I really, really hope that guy gets publicly shamed.
I just don't understand why people keep going up to Jason Kelsey and messing with him.
This is an excellent point.
It's a thing
Right.
now, though.
There was the guy a couple weeks ago that went up to him with his phone, and Jason
Yeah.
Kelsey threw his phone on the ground. Now this guy's screaming and yelling. Jason Kelsey's like 6'8", 375 pounds.
He's a
and will
modern
destroy
day.
you.
Yeah, he's a modern day gladiator.
You're right.
And you guys are picking on him. He seems like a perfectly normal guy.
He seems like a really nice, down-to-earth guy. He's sitting there like, taking his shirt off, drinking beers at the Super Bowl. Like, he seems like a good dude. Why is everybody yelling at him?
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
Yeah, and that the way he came at him, that first guy, MFing him up and down and sideways. You're gonna get what's coming to you, man. Keep treating people like that and see how it ends. All right, coming up next, we'll spin the wheel of questions. Momo is in for Mace. Mace is in Vegas. I think he's going to Adele tonight for Juan's birthday. So Lisa Ireland's very jealous. All right, before the break, let me tell you, it can now take up to 11 weeks on average to hire for an open job. So if you're hiring, stop waiting. Use ZipRecruiter. And right now you can use it for free at this web address, ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter uses powerful matching technology to quickly find and send you the most qualified people for your roles. Or, as Ian Siegel, the guy who invented ZipRecruiter, says, they don't leave anything to chance. This is how quickly ZipRecruiter can work. 4 out of 5 employers who post there get a quality candidate within 1 day. 1 day. So what are you waiting for? Go to that web address and use ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/LA. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
The playoff atmosphere at BMO Stadium is like no other.
Oh, the crowd is loving it here at BMO Stadium.
The Black and Gold are one step closer to their 3rd straight MLS Cup final appearance.
These playoffs are never easy. Seattle's a really amazing team, a ton of amazing attackers, so it's going to be another tough one.
LAFC battles Seattle in the Western Conference semifinal.
Seattle's next at home. I mean, we got to do the same thing. This crowd was amazing.
Coverage begins tomorrow at 7 p.m. on the ESPN LA app.
Is your vehicle due for service? Is it time to get those wipers replaced? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL. realfathersrights.com/710 or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights. The Father's Rights Attorneys.
FX presents American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez.
Football is all I got. Everything's okay when I'm playing ball.
You can't make mistakes, Aaron. People are watching you.
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Is there something that you want to tell me?
You don't know the kind of thoughts I have.
FX's American Sports Story, Aaron Hernandez. All new Tuesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
Harry Douglas here. Say goodbye to bulky, clunky shavers that clutter your bathroom. Not only do you get an incredible shave, Panasonic's Palm Razor has a sleek, elegant design that adds a touch of sophistication to your bathroom. It also conveniently charges with a USB cord. Visit shop.panasonic.com/sports to shop for the Palm Razor. Use promo code HARRY for 10% off exclusively for ESPN radio listeners. That's shop.panasonic.com/sports, promo code HARRY.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Okay, well, it is Friday, so, if it's Friday, whatever goes. This comes from our friend Adam Schefter.
Okay.
He was on Kevin Clark's NFL podcast.
Yep.
And Kevin asked him a question, and Adam was incredibly honest, and it will lead us to today's wheel question.
All right.
Here is Kevin Clark with Adam Schefter. Okay.
Weirdest place you've broken a story is what?
I can remember being in Denver one time, and I was how do I say this? I had just spent time with this woman for the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
And
sure.
And got a text that Dale Carter was being suspended. I think it was for 8 games for substance abuse. And so as I continued to lay there, confirm it, and got the job done, Kevin, in every which way.
Just staring straight at the camera, buddy. I'm just not. That's it. That's it. This is the greatest episode we've ever had.
Okay.
Wow.
So that's the story. And here is the question from the wheel. Greg, we'll start with you.
Oh, boy.
Well, it's the same question to everybody, but you are, shall we say, in the same exact place Adam Schefter was, but
Okay.
you're in the act.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're mid-coitus, so to speak. Your phone's next to the bed. Is there anybody whose name you would see on the phone that would get you to stop what you're doing and answer it?
So, no, well, it depends. I will not answer it the first time. I'm not even going to go look at it. I don't care who's on the phone. I'm in the middle of having fun.
Right.
I'm not going to look at my phone.
Right.
If it goes again, then yes, I'm going to look at it because that's
Okay, let's say you see it, though.
Yeah.
Like you have no intention of stopping, but you see it. Is there a name?
Yes, I know your name.
And
Yeah,
by
of
the way,
course.
let's take this
Yeah.
out of it. We would all do it. We all three of us, and Brian is getting married this year. All three of us have kids. If it was your
Kids,
kid,
family.
that
Okay, taking all that out.
other than your someone in
okay.
your immediate family that you are worried about, like if, Ramona, if it was one of your kids don't have phones yet, but
Right.
Riley has a phone, Jack Ireland has a
Yeah.
phone. They don't count. Any other name, Greg? If you see, it says. Let me think of something.
I have to have the name. I have to have their name in my phone too.
Well, no. Well, let's just say it has phone ID.
Okay,
Let's say
okay.
it has phone ID, and let's say you look down and it says Sean McVay.
That would be so weird.
Right.
I would probably not pick up the phone.
Ramona, let's say yours.
If it said Barack Obama, I'm like, oh wait, babe.
Wait a minute.
1 second.
Momo, let's say yours said. I'm
Okay.
just thinking of names
All right,
out
go
loud
ahead.
here. Okay. It pops up. And
Yeah.
yours says Jimmy Pitaro, the head of all ESPN.
I'd take the call.
You'd stop.
Yeah.
Brian, any name that
Oh,
would
yeah.
get you to
Bob Iger, Jimmy Pitaro. Yeah, we're taking
any
the call.
name that would get you to stop, Brian.
I would say no. I can't really think of one that would be like, oh,
Jim
this guy's calling.
Harbaugh.
Well, when you said
pops
that to
up on your
Greg,
phone.
McVay,
No, you're not picking up Harbaugh.
No,
Come on.
I don't think I would.
Yes, you are.
I'll send him the voicemail. Call him back.
Who's got it better than you?
Well, at the time, nobody.
I can't think of a name.
Really?
I don't think there's anybody that would get that. I can't think.
LeBron James.
No.
Really? You're sending LeBron to voicemail?
Yeah. Because
Damn right.
I mean, if
He'd
he's calling,
understand.
if LeBron's calling me, he's probably mad that I said something.
Okay.
Or he wants
Okay, Tim
something.
Harris.
That's the hardest one. That's my boss at the Lakers. But Tim,
Jeannie Buss.
well, I don't think that's happening. But the
Well, but if it except the
but
premise.
if it did, no.
Really?
Jeannie would understand.
What is that? So what would you do? You would call back and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, Jeannie, I'm so sorry. I
No,
was in the
or-
middle
no,
of
I
some.
would- I
No, you make
I was,
up an
I was,
excuse.
I was
I
making
don't
some
even
babies.
know.
Phone was off.
No,
you know,
she
like,
what,
doesn't.
what are you saying?
All right,
Sorry, I
if
left
the
it on
famous
silent,
person
you know?
who calls me doesn't leave a message, what I would do is text them and say, "Hey, I saw that you called. Do you need anything?" That's what I normally do. If it's somebody that, if it's somebody I don't want to talk to, I
Yeah.
just don't respond at all.
Yeah.
But if it's somebody I'm
Yeah.
curious about, that. But you sound like you're the one that would answer the most. There's a short list for you.
Yeah, and it's not that short. I think there's a lot of people I would answer the phone for.
Well, you're in full.
I've
full
been married a long time.
No. Full disclosure here.
Yeah.
Ramona in job description is
Yeah.
the closest one to Schefter of the four.
That's
of us.
right. Yeah. There's just certain
right.
ones that's like, if I get a call from, let's just say, an all-star NBA player, I think I got to take that. What are they calling for? Are they requesting a trade? Are they out?
Would it matter if you and Nevin are raising two kids under the age of 5, right?
Yes.
Everybody who's ever done that knows you get very little
Yes.
time away. So let's say you do finally get away. You go to Terranea for the weekend. You got your mom watching the kids. You're all set. Does that change the dynamic, or are you answering the phone anyway?
Still gonna answer.
You know who's answering? You know who is answering the phone? They could probably put it on Instagram Live too. Shannon Sharp.
Oh my God!
And take it, put it off
I
to
thought
the
you were
side.
going to say Mason.
Oh, Mason for sure is
yeah.
answering. By the way, don't need that.
By the way, Shannon Sharp got called out on his
Did he?
podcast.
On Club Shay
Yeah.
Shay?
Just look for the clip. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Who was his guest that got called out?
KK or something. Just look on Instagram. You'll see it. in a
Kiki
second.
Palmer?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it was really funny. She called him out, and he was like, "Oh my God, you went there."
Yeah. Well, he'd be crazy to think that somebody wouldn't.
I mean,
eventually.
yeah.
I want to. Well, I'll tell you what. we're getting pretty close to sports graffiti, so let's set that up. 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-3776. You can talk about any, and we've got some good Dodger stuff coming up. So if you can talk about big Rams game on Sunday night, Rams and Eagles, USC UCLA Saturday night. What happened at the Laker game last night? What might happen at the Laker game tomorrow night? There's Chargers Monday night, the Harbaugh Bowl at SoFi. So plenty of stuff to react to. If you've never participated in sports graffiti, here's how it works. We give you the number. It's 877-710-ESPN. 877-710-3776. You have 15 seconds to say whatever you want. Whatever on your mind, you just unload it and we'll react to it. Sports graffiti coming up next. Mason in Ireland. Mace out today. Momo's in for Mace. Bergman's here. Brian's here. ESPN LA.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the six. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks.
Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club. Did he?
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you've been thinking about selling your home, the real estate market is changing. Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage is focused on the seller's needs and will make you a competitive cash offer and can close in days. No agents, no commissions. Getting your home ready to list can be expensive and complicated. You don't want a lot of people coming in and out of your house. Seller's Advantage makes the selling process easy so that the sellers walk away happy. They may even offer you a $10,000 advance to help with moving expenses. Get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-2747 or go to sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to Morongo for 20 years of tons of fun and great food and good times. Happy anniversary to you. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
The 20th Anniversary Marketplace Monday Special starts the 25th. This all-you-can-eat extravaganza is all yours for only $20.
And the number one reason.
Take home an anniversary beer stein when you purchase a 68-ounce draft beer at any of our bars the 22nd.
Morongo, good times.
Collectors, Front Row Card Show is back at the Pasadena Convention Center on November 23rd and 24th.
Baseball, football, basketball, and hockey cards.
Plus Pokemon, Marvel, Star Wars, and comic books.
SGC and PSA will be there.
So bring your cards, comics, and autographs to sell, trade, or get them graded. Hundreds of vendors, thousands of dollars, and free prizes. Don't miss it. Front Row Card Show, Pasadena Convention Center. Saturday and Sunday, November 23rd and 24th, 11 to 5. For more info, go to frontrowcardshow.com.
That's frontrowcardshow.com.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
It is Mason in Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason in Ireland, the number one most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The number one most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason in Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right, time for Sports Graffiti. Your chance to sound off about anything you want. Ramona's here, Greg's here, Brian's here. Andrew, you lead off today. Andrew, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey guys, love the show. I just wanted to say one of the main reasons I listen to the morning show is because of Emily. I think she's a great producer.
Me too.
So this is no Bergman hate. No Bergman hate at all. But if Bergman were ever to hang it up or become radio talent, I think you guys should definitely put Emily in there. The question I would have for you guys is, she's talking a lot about National Treasure, and one of my favorite actors is Nick Cage. Who would be an actor or actress that you just watch their movies regardless if they're good or bad?
Oh, great! That's a great question.
That was a long and winding call to get to that
For
question,
me,
but I liked it.
Yeah, for me, who it is? Denzel.
Oh.
Whatever he's in, I'm watching. I don't care what the movie is or what the show is.
I used to really like him. And I don't know, there was that one about the play that he did, the play that he won stuff for, and I just couldn't watch it. Anyway, the few of them have been little.
Yeah, is there somebody?
I was really bored. Let's think. Who do I just?
Greg, you got anybody? Margot Robbie?
It's always Margot Robbie. That's the answer to anything. I've already told you. I'll wear lingerie for Margot Robbie. That's for the YouTube chat only.
Okay. Brian, you got one?
Adam Sandler. Good, bad, funny, unfunny. I'll watch them all.
Yeah, you seem like an Adam Sandler guy.
All right, Momo, keep thinking. We'll let you throw it in later.
I mean, I usually watch most Meryl Streep movies.
Well,
I think
doesn't?
Meryl's the best.
Yeah, she's awesome. Chris, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, John, I got a kind of quick question with the Lakers. With with Connect coming up, do you think he stays in the rotation as a starting player, and does that make the plans for the Lakers in the trade deadline different?
Chris, it's weird that you bring this up because Ramona and I literally just talked about it during this last commercial break. Before the game, and you were in there, Ramona, for JJ, he seemed to indicate that when Rui's healthy, that he's probably going to go back to starting Rui because he says Connect doesn't care if he starts.
Yeah,
he just
said
cares that
Dalton
he gets
doesn't
minutes,
care if
right?
he comes off the bench or if he doesn't play any different. And I think the inference is like, he doesn't want to Wally Pip Rui. In other words, Rui earned the spot. He didn't do anything to lose it. He just got hurt.
Yeah,
so.
and Rui does some things that Dalton can't do.
Right,
He's a little taller. He rebounds. He's a better defender. I'm okay as long. I just don't want to see a game where Connect plays under 20 minutes.
Yeah.
As long as he's playing north of 20 minutes, I'd like to see him play closer to 30, 35. But as long as Connect's playing, I don't care if he starts or not. Here's DJ. Hey, DJ, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. That guy just stole my question, man. I was going to ask the same thing. What's up with Rui when he comes back from his injury? What's going to go on with him and Connect?
I mean, I think the big thing is if Connect can become a more serviceable defender. Like JJ had a funny quote. He said, we had a long talk about not being a traffic cone on defense.
Good.
He said that, that's how JJ talks to the guys. And he said there's a lot of things that he can do to just be a better defender. He's strong enough. He's athletic enough. I think he's going to be a better defender throughout his NBA career. But until Rui's a much better defender now. And so I think that's why he gets the starting nod.
John, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go, John.
What's going on with Jeannie Buss? Why is she running the Lakers like a mom-and-pop organization?
In what sense?
Rob Pelinka is horrible. He's the worst GM in the league. Every night we play against a former Laker who tortures us. It was Mo Wagner last night. It was Jordan Clarkson the night before that. Okay, and then the Clippers have two of our former centers, Abika Zubac and Mo Bamba. We need a backup center, and we got nothing. Koloko is too skinny, and he's too small. I don't know why Rob Pelinka still has a job.
All right, I will, John. I'll let Ramona react to it too. But keep in mind that Rob Pelinka won the title in 2020 and went to the Western Conference Finals 2 years later, and has pulled off. He rebuilt the roster in the middle of the season. I don't know where all your Pelinka hate's coming from. Ramona, what do you think?
You know what? Thank you for making my point. He won in 2020, and he didn't bring back the same championship team.
Yes, he did.
Who does that?
No, in 21, there was exactly the same roster, and they lost in Phoenix in 6 games.
The only one they did different was
No,
Danny
when
Green.
he won the
Danny Green
championship in 2020, he didn't bring back Dwight Howard. Did you see the way Dwight Howard manhandled Jokic? Jokic's face when Dwight Howard comes in the game.
There was a lot to the Dwight Howard decision, from what I remember. There was a bunch of stuff that went into that. That wasn't just we don't believe in Dwight. That was some off the court stuff and just how he would he still be as hungry that year? I think you look back on it and say the swap of Marc Gasol for Dwight Howard was probably a mistake. It didn't work out.
But Austin Reeves, that was
They
all Rob
found him.
Pelinka. Dalton Connect was all Rob Pelinka. Anthony
If you
Davis.
want to quibble, you can quibble with the Gabe Vincent signing that hasn't worked out.
Yet, yeah.
Yet. Okay. And I do think his point about Mo Wagner. Look, Mo Wagner was on the team. He was drafted by the Lakers. He had to be traded as part of that Anthony Davis deal, along with a lot of the. And he bounced around quite a bit before he found a home in Orlando. And I think he's playing really well this year. Probably his best year. He could be in the running for sixth man this year. But a lot of that is because he's playing with his brother Franz. Franz is the real star of that family.
And Franz is an all-star. Here's Omar. Hey, Omar, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, how you guys doing? Calling on all my little brothers and sisters from UCLA to show up and show out. We're going to win big on Saturday, and just reaffirm the fact that Lincoln Fraud, Riley.
All right, thanks, Omar. I think UCLA's got a shot. I think USC's got more talent, but UCLA has been, Greg, better than I think either one of us thought they would be over the last month.
Yeah, if they win tomorrow against USC and then beat Fresno State, they're bowl eligible, and most likely USC not bowl eligible. A complete switch. I love it. Let's go Bruins. Forza.
I kind of feel that one too, guys. I kind of feel.
You think UCLA wins?
I think they win. It's trending in that direction. In the sense that UCLA has absolutely no pressure on them.
Zero.
USC has not much to play for still. Like they've lost so many games, they still have to win just to be bowl eligible.
They're bad on the road.
They're bad on the season hasn't gone the way that they wanted. It's hard to get guys motivated when a season gets away from you. It
so
feels
much.
like a UCLA win. Let's just see.
Here's Spencer. Hey, Spencer, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, John. Hey, Momo.
Yeah.
I wanted to hear your take on something. I bought Chargers and Bronco tickets for December 22nd.
Right.
And then the NFL flexed the game to Thursday night.
saw that.
Now me and my family are screwed.
Why, you can't?
What's your take on that?
You can't go on Thursday night?
No, I work in Orange County, and my wife, we live in Lake Elsinore, so I can't get to L.A. by that time. And I just want to get your take on the NFL flexing games like that.
It makes sense to me. Here's the one thing, Spencer. I know that inconvenienced you in this case, but it's all about the NFL makes money, and it's all about TV. It's all about how many people can see marquee games. So you don't want to, if you have a standalone game, and those Thursday night games are, you don't want Cowboys Browns. All right, you don't want anything that is going. You need a game that's got some juice. And that's the one. And I would imagine that if you wanted to return those tickets to the Chargers, they'd give you your money back. I know you don't get to go to the game, but I'm okay with flexing, Momo. How about you?
Yeah, I think it's one of those because then we end up with dog games on the premium slots, and so it really does suck for the fans, and I feel really bad when that happens. But you can you call them and trade them in for other seats?
Maybe. And
sometimes you can.
Right. And by the way, they make you do it when they flex a game. It has to be at least 28 days in advance.
Yeah.
So that's enough notice.
Yeah.
For you to figure out whether or not you can go. Here's Josh. Hey, Josh, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go.
Hey, any chance we can flex that Cowboy game on Thanksgiving?
No, that's the Thanksgiving games are unflexible.
Hey, that's another team that feels like they're about to
Really-
quit. Like they feel
really
like
quick,
they're
guys.
quittable.
Yeah.
I got a question
ahead,
for
Josh.
Momo, and I got a question for John.
Go. All right, do it.
So
Go.
John, last night you had the two Wagner twins, and you had the Silva on the floor. You could have had Paulo Banchero on the floor. How often, or how close are we to getting an all-international team in the NBA? And then Momo, are you milking any nuts lately?
Okay. I think an all-international team in the NBA has probably already happened, and nobody made a big deal out of it.
Yeah, probably in San Antonio or something.
And
by the way, Banchero's not international. He played for Team USA.
But he's also eligible to play for Italy, and Italy thought he was playing for them.
Really?
And they're mad at him. Yeah.
But he already played with Team USA.
Right, but he was eligible because he had citizenship in both places.
Thing. Okay.
And the quote from the Italian sports minister was, "We were misled."
Oh.
They thought Banchero was going to play for them. Have you milked any nuts lately?
Not lately, but I got a new juicer for my celery juice that I drink in the morning, and it is pretty outstanding. It's like I had to study up on juicers. Apparently, there's one that's a centrifugal juicer where you push the celery down in there, but that's not as good for the nutrient retention because it introduces heat into the juicing process. So I have something called a macerating juicer, which is like chewing it up. So instead of making this one loud noise like that, it just like chews the celery for, I don't know,
it's like having
5 or 10 minutes, and it comes out like much more nutrient dense.
There you go.
Is that all you wanted to ever know about juicers?
Actually, more than. Here's Mark on Sports Graffiti. Hey, Mark, go ahead, man. What's up?
So my NFL team is the Steelers. My NBA team is the Lakers. I don't really like how my sports weekend started.
Ouch. No, that was a rough one.
And then for college, I got USC.
Feeling good.
For my local NFL team, I got the Rams. So not sure that's going well. But, John, I got something for Lisa.
Okay.
For her reality
yes, for the
TV show.
For the Tennis Bitches reality TV show.
Okay.
It should be the Manhattan Beaches.
Oh, that's good.
Good, I like it.
That's better.
Yeah, that's good. and none of the like when she brought it up to all the other girls, they all went, "Well, no, that wouldn't be a good show." I'm like, you wouldn't even have to write it. All those girls are crazy. What are you talking about?
How about $50,000 participation fee? Would that change their mind?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, this is the world you're in now that you have a hit TV show. I mean, come on. All right, coming up next, we'll get into the Dodgers. There's a couple things going on. Shohei won another MVP, and you won't believe how candid Dave Roberts was.
That was unbelievable.
After he won it, and I'm going to have Greg explain what's going on with Roki Sasaki because I don't get it. That's coming next. Mason and Ireland, Momo in for Mace, ESPN LA.
Whether you need a big stop late in the game.
Edwards downloaded DiVincenzo. Blocked by Davis again. Another block for Anthony Davis. Here's Reeves. Lay it up and in.
A 3-ball from downtown.
Davis for 3. Good! Anthony Davis!
Or a power slam in the paint.
LeBron down the middle. Alley-oop! AD for the dunk.
AD is doing it all this season.
We're going to empower him as much as he wants to be empowered. If he wants to be first team All-NBA and he wants to be in the MVP conversation all year long, we're going to empower him to do that.
You know, for me, I'm just trying to be aggressive and do what I have to do to help the team win. You know, Jay want me to be the hub, and but my job remains the same, to come out and be aggressive and let the team feed off of that.
LeBron's got it. Full head of steam. LeBron to AD. Slam dunk.
Catch every thrill from AD and the Lake Show this season.
Right here on 710 ESPN.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then, the insurance adjuster leaves you hanging. You feel abandoned with a home that is no longer livable, and you now have no other choice than to use the insurance contractor to make repairs, which includes their brazen attempt at lowballing the estimate. Okay, so here's what you do. You take a deep breath, then you call Avner Gatt. They're one of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. And you can go online to avnergatt.com.
You never expect a game-ending double play, walk-off grand slam in the World Series, or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Travis with DeMarco and Evan Cohen.
Only one all-star team you can call to pinch hit for you, the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call this number, 213-747-2000.
Don't get struck out by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation that you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team hit it out of the park for you.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood.
The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right, Mason and Ireland. Okay, we haven't talked any Dodgers yet today. I wanted to get to this. Shohei Ohtani won his 3rd MVP award in the last 4 years. 2 years in a row unanimous.
Yeah. 3 out of 4 years unanimous.
And
so crazy.
He's only the 2nd player ever to win the MVP in both leagues. The first one was Frank Robinson. There is no doubt in my mind, and I want to see if you guys agree with this, that Shohei Ohtani is the best baseball player I've ever seen in person. Greg, would you agree? Does that apply to you?
1,000%. Yeah, I don't know.
And we haven't even seen him pitch.
No.
Well, I saw him pitch with the Angels.
Yeah, so did I.
I didn't see it live.
Wait till you see how hard he throws.
Okay.
100 miles an hour.
Like the only other ones that even enter the chat in terms of how good they were at their absolute peak would be prime Mike Trout, right? Prime Mike Trout. And prime Yasiel Puig that first year. But
but there's a difference.
But they only did it for I mean prime Mike Trout was, a good 5 to 10 years. He was great, and Puig was like 2 or 3 years, but he wasn't as good as Shohei.
Yeah, and Greg's right. What separates Shohei and Trout now is that Trout has literally no postseason presence at all, 0.
I would say
Shohei didn't until this year, and then Shohei showed up
and
big.
I think Mookie's up there too. Like if I'm going top 5 of guys that I've seen live, Mookie's up there too.
I'd probably put Albert Pujols up there too, because he was, especially
Prime
when it was Prime Pujols at the Cardinals was unstoppable. Miguel Cabrera for a long time was unstoppable. There was a bunch of guys, but there's nothing like Shohei.
Brian, have you seen Shohei play in person?
Oh yeah, a few times.
Yeah.
Hands down, the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah,
yes.
it's almost indescribable. It's like when I was watching Kobe and Shaq and now LeBron. You just know when you're watching it. You're like
the only guy I think even now.
That guy's one of one.
Yeah, Acuna is really good. I haven't seen him live though.
Yeah, but Shohei hits for average, hits for power. He's the fastest guy on the team. He throws 100 miles an hour. I've never seen anything like him.
And he just makes smart plays all the time.
He does.
And by the way, I was laughing that Greg that and it's an ongoing story that people love to call in Rip Bronny James, okay, and say, why would the Lakers take a flyer on Bronny James? I'm convinced that if Shohei had a boy, that he would be drafted when he was 5 years old.
Yeah.
Just to hang on to his rights.
Yeah.
That's because you want, whatever that is, you want to see if the next generation's going to have it. And there's a long lineage of next generation athletes, whether it be, Ken Griffey Jr. or Bobby Hull or Klay Thompson or Steph Curry or, there's just a long legacy of second-generation athletes that make that gamble worth the risk. All right, so he wins the MVP. And, Brian, you need to play this for me. Somebody found Dave Roberts yesterday.
Sportsnet LA.
Okay. This was on Sportsnet LA?
Yeah.
And so they were
kind of sounded like he was a little loose, like he'd been
they're
hanging out.
Now, remember that before the season even started, there was a massive gambling scandal surrounding the Dodgers. Ippei Mizuhara, who was Shohei's one of his best friends and his interpreter, had embezzled $17 or $18 million and gambled it all away. And everybody wanted to know if Shohei knew about it, if Shohei was betting, if what it meant. It was this huge scandal, and we didn't know how it would end. And Ippei kind of fell on the sword. They threw the book at him, and he's going to get sentenced later next year. Dave Roberts apparently forgot that was really sensitive and nobody really talked about it. So listen to Dave when they asked him, when did you know Shohei was on his way to an MVP season?
I think that this year he did more interviews than he's ever done. And for me, I think the turning point was, once we got rid of that interpreter, Shohei got to be his own person, got to grow as a man, and took responsibility for a lot of things and really opened himself up to his teammates, the staff, and the fans. Once we got rid of that interpreter.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that kind of a startling admission?
Yes. I was like, whoa.
He's so open and honest. He's just like, hey, we won a World Series. I'm just going to say whatever the hell I want to right now.
All right.
So great.
That was one Dodger story. The other Dodger story that kind of advanced itself yesterday was there's this pitcher in Japan. He's supposedly, the next
flamethrower.
Yeah, the next big. So far the Dodgers are 2 for 2.
Yamamoto and
bringing
Shohei,
over Japanese pitchers. This guy's name is Roki Sasaki, and Greg, he's only 23, right?
Right, he's only 23. People are saying, I don't know if it's true, but people are saying that he is the greatest pitcher in the world right now.
Wow.
So
at 23.
All right, so Buster Olney was on a podcast a couple weeks ago, and he said 30 out of 30 teams expect him to go to the Dodgers.
Wow.
That he's going to join Yamamoto and Ohtani on the Dodgers. But, Greg, you sent me a note the other day, and it doesn't sound like it's that much of a slam dunk. It sounds like there's some financial aspects. Explain to me why he would or maybe wouldn't come to the Dodgers, and when would he come?
So Rob Manfred said that he's not going to come. He's not going to be posted until January 15th at least. So between December 15th
of 25. Okay.
Between December 15th and January 15th, there's basically a dead period where you can't sign anybody, you can't do anything internationally. So if the Dodgers signed him before December 15th, they would have the most international money left for 2024 with $2.5 million.
But backing up on something you just said, they can't sign him until he posts, right?
Yes. So let's say they post him tomorrow.
So it may not even be an option. If Manfred's right, it may not be an option to sign him before the 15th.
If he wants to make the most possible money he can make, he should wait till January 15th. But if Joel Wolf is his agent, if Joel Wolf decided tomorrow to post him, the Dodgers have the most money. And they
How
can
much
go
do
out
they
and-
have?
$2.5 million. Everybody used up their allotment, pretty much their full allotment for
Okay,
2024.
and then next year, how much do they have?
Next year, they have the least amount of money in that whole pool.
That's just the way it broke?
Yeah, it just broke. So next year, they have $5.1 million and tied with the Giants for the least amount of money possible.
Who's got the most?
The most is teams like Seattle. Seattle, who's also on the West Coast.
Very large Asian population there, too.
They have 7.5. It's
Oh,
not
so
a
it's
lot.
not that much
It's not
difference.
a lot, but it still is more. So if his team wants to get the biggest posting fee or the most, and him to get the most money, he goes there.
That's all he can make. How did Yamamoto get as much as he did?
Because Yamamoto was over 25. It was just like when Shohei came over, and he was under 25.
Yeah.
He's an amateur. So because he's an amateur, he has to sign an amateur contract.
Okay.
Where Yamamoto came back
Could he just
later.
do 1 year, and then if he makes good, then
It goes into that. He goes into that 7-year arbitration thing.
So, Greg, what do you think's going to happen?
I hope that he signs with the Dodgers. Joel Wolf is saying that how dare you say that the Dodgers are automatically getting him. We have this handshake agreement. I hope that he still signs with the Dodgers. I think he will still sign with the Dodgers because they've been going after him for years. But if he wants to go to a place like Seattle, where they're very good with the Asian population, it's actually the closest way to get to Japan.
Right.
It's closer than Los Angeles. He could definitely go there, but I think he comes to the Dodgers.
Okay, so I was told, maybe by you, but by somebody that knows baseball, that Teoscar Hernandez was likely to sign early in the free agent signing period. But, Greg, he hasn't signed with anyone. As a Dodger fan, should I be worried?
Probably. He talked all year about how he loved Boston. Boston is a team that he could possibly go to. I really, really hope Teoscar stays. He was my favorite Dodger last year, over Shohei, over Mookie. So I hope he comes back, but he could very well sign somewhere else with the Yankees, with Boston, with the Mets, especially if Soto leaves the Yankees or and doesn't go to Boston. I mean, Soto's going to go first. I think that's what you have to look at. Soto goes first, and everything falls
And then
behind.
everybody's money falls into place. I just got a weird feeling Soto's going to sign with one of the New York teams. I don't know which one, but I'd be surprised if he came out here.
If he wants the money, he goes to the Mets. Steve Cohen has as much money as you can.
Yeah.
He's
so
Ballmer.
rich. Yes, he's like Ballmer. I could see him going to Boston. Boston seems like a place to go. I could also see him going to Toronto. It just depends on what's going on with the ownership in Toronto, but I could see him going there too.
Huh. All right, something happened yesterday at a press conference, and I've been racking my brain. And I don't think I've ever seen the dynamic play out the way it did yesterday. And just now, within the last 15 minutes, a story has broken that is a very predictable outcome to what happened at this press conference yesterday. I will explain all of that coming up next. Momo in for Mace. Greg's here. Brian's here on Mason and Ireland. Let me tell you about Seller's Advantage. If you've been thinking about selling your house, the real estate market is changing. Before you call an agent, call Seller's Advantage. Seller's Advantage is focused on the seller's needs. They'll make you a competitive cash offer, and they can close in days. No agents, no commissions. Getting your home ready to list can be a pain in the you-know-what, and it can be complicated, and you don't want people coming in and out of your house. Seller's Advantage gets rid of all of that. They makes the selling process easy so that the sellers walk away happy. They may even offer you a $10,000 advance to help with moving expenses. Get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's because they buy homes as is. That number is 888-390-AS-IS. Works out to 888-390-2747 or sellersadvantage.com.
Hey, what's happening? It's Mario Reese here from the LAFC radio broadcast and LAFC Plus podcast. You already know LAFC has a massive playoff game this Saturday at BMO Stadium, and the Black and Gold are just 2 wins away from their 3rd straight MLS Cup final appearance. Make sure you check out a special playoff edition of the LAFC Plus podcast hosted by Dave Denholm and me today at 5:30 p.m. right here on 710. It's the LAFC Plus podcast, a special playoff edition today at 5:30 p.m. after Sedano and Cap right here on the home of the Black and Gold, 710 ESPN.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to Morongo for 20 years of tons of fun and great food and good times. Happy anniversary to you. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
The 20th Anniversary Marketplace Monday Special starts the 25th. This all-you-can-eat extravaganza is all yours for only $20.
And the #1 reason.
Take home an anniversary beer stein when you purchase a 16-ounce draft beer at any of our bars the 22nd.
Morongo, good times.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, crowd rocking for Rotolo Chevrolet's top hitter, Mike Capozio. He's facing off with the Bulldog, and these two have quite the history. Here's the pitch. Oh, and he got all of it. That ball is out of here like a red Corvette, and it's going, and going, and going.
Yes! Dad, are you having that dream again?
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
Inspired by Southern California's laid-back yet active lifestyle, Travis Mathew creates premium men's and women's apparel designed to make you look and feel your best no matter the activity. Now, Travis Mathew brings that same style to USC fans with their first ever collegiate collaboration. Designed with the iconic Cardinal and Gold, this collection carries the tradition and legacy of USC. Gear up for game days and style. New customers get 20% off their first order with code 710 at travismathew.com. That's code 710. Offer valid online only.
Hey, it's Travis here for Prize Picks. You know Prize Picks by now, right? Pick more, pick less. It really is that easy. Why not take what is some of the best times of the year? You got baseball, basketball, football, hockey, everything you can think of, and make it even better with Prize Picks. All you have to do is pick more or less. And right now, you can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct Picks. There's a reason that Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your favorite players gets injured. And if your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks keeps your lineup alive. So why not join Prize Picks? It is the absolute best place to get real money sports action. Join over 10 million users, including me, and sign up today. Put in that promo code 710 when you sign up, and you're going to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Max Bankman, I'm the new doctor. Welcome aboard the Odyssey. ABC Thursdays. This ship is heaven. We're tending to our passengers' dreams. I'm in. From 911 executive producer Ryan Murphy comes a splashy new drama on a luxury cruise ship with Joshua Jackson and Don Johnson. It's your job to keep everyone alive. She's in VFib. 1, 2, 3. Clear. I have a pulse. You're going to be okay. Dr. Odyssey. Thursdays, 9, 8 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right, Mason in Ireland. Momo, Ramona Shelburne's in here for Mace today. And I was sitting around watching ESPN yesterday, maybe the day before. And are you up to speed on this Daniel Jones story?
A little bit. Go ahead.
All right. So for the 6 years, Daniel Jones has been the quarterback of the Giants. And he hasn't played well this year. They signed him to a big deal at the end of last season, but now they're going to give up on him.
Yeah.
And they pretty much told him, you're done.
Yep.
But he's still on the roster.
Yeah.
And
it's awkward.
So the depth chart came out.
Yeah.
He's fourth on the depth chart. He's still on the roster. And he goes, he does a week because he's been the starting quarterback for 6 years. He goes in to do his weekly presser.
Oh.
And he's talking about, this sounds like a guy who's retiring.
Yeah.
It's so awkward because he's still in the locker room at practice on the team. And listen, this runs about 1 minute. Listen to this.
Of course, this season has been disappointing for all. And of course, I wish I could have done more. I'm 100% accountable for my part. I did not play well enough consistently enough to help the team get the results. The reality of the NFL is it's hard to win games and requires consistent performance from everyone involved. We didn't do that well enough, so the idea to change something happens, and I understand. I love the game. I love being part of a team. I'm excited for the next opportunity and know that there's a lot of good football in front of me, and I'm excited about that. To all the fans, I have deep respect and appreciation for your passion and love for the Giants. The fans are a huge part of what makes playing for the Giants so special.
All right, so he's talking about a guy like just retired, and I thought to myself, this was 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I thought to myself, there's no way you can leave this guy. I mean, it's just like a black cloud of red. This morning, Giants released him.
Yeah.
As of 4 o'clock today.
How much money do they have to eat by doing that?
A lot. But by 4 o'clock today, he's free to sign with any other team.
Wow.
But after they let him do that press conference, I thought, you can't leave this guy in your locker room.
That's like when you lay somebody off and you go, but you can work for another couple of months if you want to. We'll still pay you either way. And some people actually do. Some people still come back to work for a couple of months and it's like, it's kind of heavy.
Right.
I mean, I understand once or twice say goodbye to people, but after a while you're like,
and especially if you're leaving.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it was, I knew there was no other way that could end.
I saw someone talk to Saquon Barkley earlier this morning, too. And he said that he's like, I feel so bad for him of how it worked out in New York. But, I left. It didn't work out for me there.
Yeah.
I left, and I'm thriving here. Hopefully he can sign on to another team
Also,
and
they
thrive.
chose Daniel Jones over Saquon.
Right,
they chose
they
to
did.
pay the quarterback instead of the
And
running back.
it all played out in real time because they were on Hard Knocks this year.
Yeah.
And so you saw Joe Shine, the GM of the Giants, make that decision, and it's like, Are you sure? I could find another Daniel Jones pretty quick. I don't think I can find another Saquon Barkley.
You think Daniel Jones will thrive somewhere else like Sam Darnold in Minnesota?
I think he's going to be ideal as a backup quarterback. I think Daniel Jones is not as good as most other starting quarterbacks, but he's better than most backups.
That's right. I mean, look at Jameis Winston last night.
Was great.
I mean, they won the snow game.
Can I make a public service announcement?
Okay.
I got a lot of friends that are Browns fans. Lindsay Fulton, who works here, is a big Browns fan. They're in negotiations right now, the Browns, with the Haslams, who own the Browns, the city. They want to build a new stadium.
Oh.
And they want to build it outside of Cleveland.
What?
I don't think it's going to happen.
How far?
Like it'd be like what the Niners did. You know, the Niners are in, where are they? Santa Rosa or,
Santa Clara.
San Jose or Santa Clara or something. All right, so but the stadium they're talking about, and again, they haven't broke ground, they haven't worked it out, would be a dome in Cleveland. Please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. How great was that last night?
That was cool.
Like,
that was awesome. I was like watching some of that in the press room because it was so cool.
And if you think about it, a lot of the Midwest cities have already gone to domes. Like we don't get to see Minnesota play outside at home anymore. We don't get to see Detroit.
Only Green Bay and Cleveland still.
And Chicago.
Yeah.
And Chicago's talking about doing a dome. But that game, because the weather was a major factor in that upset. You couldn't kick, you couldn't throw. And visually on TV, it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
And so my buddy Scott Henry at the NFL Network is a giant Browns fan, and I'm in a group chat with him, and I said, please don't let the Browns put a dome on a stadium in Cleveland. And he wrote back to me, he goes, I've been talking about this all day.
Wow.
He goes, everybody feels the way you do. He said, no, everybody wants to get. And so I think that snow game was kind of a godsend.
Yeah.
Because
remind everyone how cool it is.
Yeah, if you didn't see the highlights last night, the field was completely white.
Yeah.
You know, and the only thing is somebody wisely, I guess, heated the numbers.
Okay.
So that's why you could see 20, 30, 40, 50. But the field was just slop.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Yeah. I've been to that stadium. It's right on the lake. It's
right
there
next,
downtown.
right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
right there by where the Cavs play and all that.
Adjacent. All right. What's up, Fool? Coming at you next. We'll get Brian in here. We'll get Greg in here. They'll throw a bunch of stuff at us. Game of games today. It's Brian's game. His games are always the best. That'll come up before the end of the hour. Mason and Ireland. Momo in for. Oh, what do you got? Something, Greg?
Yeah. So it's that time of the hour again that we're giving away Cosm Ticket Friday. We're giving away tickets to next Tuesday's Cosm event.
And by the way, Greg, let me interject that it's Cosm's not cheap. I mean, it's a great experience.
Yeah.
So if you've never been there, you should apply for this contest. Now go ahead.
Now, so Lakers pre, half, and post with Beto Duran is going to be there. Steve Mason and Brian Cohen, you're going to be there?
Yes, sir. I'll be there.
Maybe Momo. It's still up in the air. She's TBD. If she shows up, it'll probably be a little bit late, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
But that's how she rolls. But anyway, call right now, 877-710-3776, 877-710-ESPN. And on site that day, we're going to be giving away GA tickets for Lakers Spurs on Wednesday, the next day. So this is for the Lakers Suns game on Tuesday, November 26th, 877-710-3776.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Again, remember, super fancy restaurant. So I go in, and it's got one of those toilets, those fancy toilets, because it's a fancy place, where it opens up the lid for you.
Oh, wow.
Right? Well, here's the point of all of this. The name of the story is
Park Party and Play at Hollywood Park Casino. Listen to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack. VIP tailgate passes plus game day tickets. Listen to your cue to call, and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day experience. Park Party and Play with me at Hollywood Park Casino. Must be 21 and older to enter.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho. those people whose job it is to hire. You have one of the toughest jobs there is. Let's make it easier with our friends at ZipRecruiter. How? Once you post your job on ZipRecruiter, it gets sent out to over 100 top job sites, so you reach more of the right people faster. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within 1 day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
We're everyday people doing good in our community. Our kindness runs deep, just like our blood. The same blood we donate to help treat sickle cell disease, which hits black people the hardest. Good news is, 1 in 3 black blood donors is a match for someone struggling with sickle cell disease. Stand tall in the eyes of your community. Donate today because our blood saves lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your donation.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today. It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
Thanks a lot, Brian Cranston. All right, so Mina Kimes was talking on the Field Talk podcast with Matt Leinart, and they talked about how she never thought that she would talk about sports for a living, and she went through her whole story. What was your story for coming up? When did you decide that, hey, I'm going to be working in sports?
I was a little kid, and I would listen to Chick Hearn on the radio, and I listened to Dick Enberg do the Angels, and Chick do the Lakers, and Bob Miller do the Kings. And I thought, and Vin Scully, of course, was doing the Dodgers. I thought, those guys are getting paid to go to games and describe what's happening on the radio. That's a job. I could do that, and I was hooked. Probably from the time I was 10.
Huh.
How about you?
No, I kind of fell backwards into it. I wasn't. That's not what I dreamed about doing. I had all these other ideas. I went to Stanford, as you know, and I was supposed to get a Stanford job. I was going to be like, I wanted to be like C.J. Craig on The West Wing. That was what I went into.
Me too. I always thought being White House press secretary.
Yeah, that'd be really
would
cool.
Be fun. Yeah.
And then I did a little bit of that, and I was like, oh no, this is terrible. I don't want to do this at all. And then I went through like a phase where I wanted to do like archaeology, and then I went and took one archaeology class, and I was like, wait, so you just like sit around with a toothbrush and dig up an old bone? Like, okay, no, I don't want to do that. And then I just said, I was like a senior or sophomore, and I go, I better try to do something. So I rode over to the Stanford Daily and just said, hey, can I cover something? You know, like I didn't have, I might be able to do sports. Like I grew up reading, Bill Plaschke and Jim Murray and stuff, and I like sports. I play sports, whatever. And I just started doing it. It wasn't a goal of mine or anything like that. I just started writing, and I covered men's golf and kind of fell backwards into it.
What's up, Foo? All right, guys, so we know the morning show, Trav and DeMarco were at Legends Attic this morning, had some really cool guests on, and it got me thinking, all that Legends stuff and their old-timey Dodgers they had on. Who are 2 legends of sports industries that you guys have not had the chance yet to interview or, have a conversation with that you've been dying to?
I don't think anyone's ever asked me that.
Yeah.
Almost everybody I can think of, I've been lucky enough to interview.
I haven't got to talk to Kirk Gibson.
I have. I've talked to, Meese and I've been on for 30 years, so there isn't
I didn't
too
get to
many
talk to
people
Gibson. That would have been a childhood thing.
I
haven't really talked to Michael Jordan.
I have.
I would like to talk to Michael Jordan. That would be cool.
Yeah, I've talked to, I got in a bunch of trouble one year when I did a sideline interview with him.
Yeah.
Because I walked right up to him and said, hey, if I just ask you one question about Phil Jackson, can I come back from this commercial with you? Yeah. And then the PR guy just said, you can't go right to him.
Yeah.
You have to go through us. And I went, well.
It's like Draymond with
you
Braun, right?
You would have said no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we got it done.
And he said yes?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, great.
Yeah, he was really good. Yeah, I can't. I interviewed soon-to-be President Trump once at a Knicks game. He was in the middle when he was doing The Apprentice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I did him.
I had Trump in
I did him and Kareem at the same game.
Wow.
In Madison Square Garden.
I had Trump in my ear because he used to go on Cold Pizza. You remember Cold
Yeah,
Pizza?
sure.
So when I first started ESPN, I did hits real early in the morning. And I remember a couple of times, like, I got bumped. You know, when somebody else more important would come along, they'd be like, just stand by. Your hit's going to go in 20 minutes. And one of the times I was standing by, I heard, what was his name? Jay
Crawford.
Yes, I heard Jay Crawford interview Trump, like in my ear.
Yeah.
And like, you hear the banter when they're off air. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. All right.
So, Brian, it'd probably be somebody outside of sports that I would love to talk to, but I can't think of anybody in sports that I haven't talked to. Can you? Jordan, you mentioned.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Outside of sports, Oprah.
That's a good one.
I've gotten close.
Yeah.
I've gotten close, but it hasn't happened yet.
If I could get him out of a bad mood, I've only had one interaction with Tiger. It was really fun, but we only had him for 2 minutes.
Yeah, that'd
I'd like
be good.
to talk to him for a while, but that'd probably be it.
What's up, Foo?
Pretty cool story coming out of Texas. The University of Texas is going to be giving free tuition to families that make less than $100,000 a year for the kids in Texas area. And apparently they did this last year, but it was like $60,000, so they're kind of upping it a little bit to give more, people tuition. But it kind of got me thinking, college is so expensive. Right, well, that too, but college is so expensive these days. Is going to college and getting a degree actually worth like the weight of a degree these days, or is it more just get the experience and you don't need that degree anymore?
This is being debated by parents and educators all over the world, and lately, public sentiment, Ramona, has been moving away from getting a degree.
Yeah.
That the money you spend and the student loans
It's
you
too
take
much.
out puts you in a hole that you may never be able to get out of.
Yeah.
The very first job I got, though, in television when I was a TV reporter in Monroe, Louisiana, the guy said, I only hire college graduates.
Right.
So there is still probably some people that do that, but not as many.
I feel like college was always something I was going to do. It was never debated. Like, are you going to college? It was like, which college are you going to? And I think that was the wrong attitude in the sense that I should have had more of a plan going into college. If you're going to spend all that money and you're going to spend all that time, you should really be intentional about what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because you can't just go to college and screw around for 3 years and come out with some stupid degree and then now you're in debt for $200,000 and the degree you got isn't really helping you. Like, if you're going to go to college, you better have a real plan for how you're going to do it and what you're going there for.
Right, and you have to have more than one option in this plan,
Yeah.
by the way, because your first choice is probably not going to happen.
Right. So I think I always advise kids, if you're not sure what you want to do, go to a junior college for 2 years.
Doesn't cost money.
It doesn't
Yeah.
cost that much money, and you're going to find things out. You're going to work for it, and then I think you're going to end up in a much better place.
Do
Actually,
what
it's easier to
Bergman did. Move to Hawaii and go
Yeah.
to school over there and
Yeah,
have
go
fun
to a
with
trade
your
school.
life. I've always
Yeah.
been jealous of you for that.
It was great. For 2 years, it was amazing.
Yeah, smart move.
What's up, Foo?
I guess having a little fantasy football dilemma with my league here. So I know
Well,
you guys all
Brian,
play.
I'm in first place in the Hollywood
Oh,
Football
there we
League.
go.
It probably won't last. But,
This has been kind of the hot topic the last couple weeks. Is we used to have trade vetoes, where I think it's just standard where if you get enough people that veto the trade, then it cancels out kind of
Okay.
deal. And a couple years ago, we took that out because nobody wants to have their trade vetoed. It's not fair. But it's there's been a couple of trades this year that have kind of led back to that topic.
Okay.
So the question is it fair to have trade vetoes in fantasy leagues,
No.
or is it those two guys made a bad move, let them deal with it?
Exactly. No, I mean, by the way, it's fantasy football. We should be encouraging trades, encouraging player movement.
Yeah, but then there's
Anything that-
always the guy
integrity.
who's like, I'm trying to help out my buddy who's in first place.
Right.
And I'm giving him some stud running back for nothing, and that's not fair.
Yeah, but who gets to veto it? If you and Brian are doing a deal and you're trying to help him out, and I'm in the league, I'm in season, Brian's in first place, I'm in second place, and you're helping him out, just because I don't like the deal, I get to veto it.
I think there should
nobody would ever do trades.
There should be a commissioner, and the commissioner should you have
well,
to make it look good.
The commissioner then can't be in the league.
Yeah, or
you're right.
You can have people vote, but I think you got to make it look good. The trade's got to look good. It can't just be a total wipe, like one-sided trade. Because then I don't want to play in that league. That's dumb.
Bergman, do you even do fantasy anymore?
So I do now, and I had a trade earlier this year. I'm in the Circle of Trust League.
Oh, okay.
And I tried to do one with Omar, who was on earlier, Sockman. And he gave me Brock Bowers and Shaheed from New Orleans.
Yeah.
And I gave him Kyle Pitts, Alex Yoshivas from Cincinnati, and Darnell Mooney.
See, that sounds like a reasonable trade to me.
Now that is a reasonable trade. Mooney has been great. Pitts has had some good games, but that got vetoed, and they said, no, absolutely not. You can't do
Who's
this. Because
they?
it's not
Who vetoed it?
The entire league.
Wow.
The entire league at the time. And now, by the way, if you did it now, I think Shaheed's hurt. Bowers is the only player that does anything on the Raiders. But Pitts and Mooney are worth more. It would have worked better for his favor.
Yeah, I just think trades, it's fantasy football.
I know.
Why are we making rules?
Yeah.
The fewer rules, the better. It would seem to make sense to me.
I agree with that. So it is expected that this weekend at the grocery stores, the weekend before Thanksgiving, is going to be the craziest, busiest weekend in the stores. So I got a couple questions here for you guys. So Thanksgiving's coming up. What is your role in your household on Thanksgiving? Are you kicking back or are you cooking?
No, I'm not cooking. I'm cutting the turkey. That's all I do every year.
You carve the turkey.
Carve the turkey. That's it.
Okay, so this year I'm actually doing more than usual. I am going to stay over at my mom's house the night before, and we're going to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and put the bird in the oven.
Okay.
Right? So you start cooking really early because we do our Thanksgiving kind of early, like 2.
Yeah.
And you got to start cooking then. You can't prep it the night before. It'll get all weird, So we'll get up early. We'll put the bird in the oven. We'll stuff it. We'll put my mom does it with like salt, pepper, and paprika, and we roast it with stuffing inside. And then I will peel the potatoes. That was my dad's job, so now I am taking over that role.
So you got a lot of responsibility. Brian, what are you doing for Thursday?
I think I'm going to my mother-in-law's house. So I think we were expected to bring a dish, though. So I'll probably be cooking up something. Not sure yet.
Okay.
You're
the
not
cook in
stuffing.
the house.
Yeah,
Brian
I love to
doesn't
cook.
like stuffing.
Well, it can't be dry. It's like it's too dry.
No, that's why you put stuffing in the bird.
Yeah, we
I
tried
don't
to
think
tell
I've
him
tried
that.
that, yeah.
He didn't know.
I mean, though it's
That's what I always do.
stuffing
Yeah.
in the bird.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, is that really what?
I mean, you stuff the bird with the. Yeah.
But all I do, Lisa prepares everything, and I just carve the turkey. And we're this year we're going. I'm going to be in San Antonio the night before. I get in at about 3 in the morning, and then I have a Laker game the next day. And that's the day I take
On
Jack
Friday,
to the car show on Friday.
okay.
So I'll be up here early in the morning.
Okay.
So I got a lot of stuff going on, but my responsibilities are pretty slim.
We'll follow up here. Are you with me here that the Thanksgiving leftovers sometimes are actually better than the meal itself?
The greatest. And by the way, I never get sick of them. And every year I say this.
I get
every
sick of 'em.
single year. Why is pumpkin pie exclusive to November and December?
Yeah.
It's too good to limit to 2 months.
Do you make your own pumpkin pie or buy
No.
it from somewhere?
Buy it from somewhere and load it up with whipped cream.
Yeah. I mean, I love turkey sandwiches. Like, I'm big into the white bread, mayonnaise, a little bit of pepper. I put cranberry and stuffing on my turkey sandwich, and it's so good.
That's good. And just even if I
Oh.
get another giant plate from
Yeah.
what I did the day before and I eat it the next day, I'm totally happy. I don't
And
know
then
why.
Sunday, my mom makes a shepherd's pie with the leftover mashed potatoes.
Wow. Lots going on over there.
What's up, Foo?
You got any more?
I got one more for you guys here. So it was announced yesterday that Disney and ESPN are going to be teaming up for an NBA Altcast called Dunk the Halls. So it's going to be Spurs-Knicks Christmas Day. ESPN's first, I believe, or Sony Beyond Sports' first ever animated NBA game. So we've had about 3 or 4 NFL animated games. So this will be the first one that is NBA
like
related.
cartoon characters, like the Nickelodeon Super
And it's going to
football
be
games.
like Mickey and Friends kind of deal here.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like
understand.
I don't understand these simulcasts. It's one after another, and they seem to not be doing that great. But
here's the reason they do it. It's not us that they're going after. They're just trying to get kids to watch. That's it.
Yeah.
So if kids watch it, it's a hit. And if they don't, nobody cares what the adults think.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So what they're going after is they're trying to develop young,
New
like
fans,
the target is like kids your age, your kids' age.
Yeah.
And then if a mom or a dad wants to throw that on so their kids get into football, more power to them.
Okay.
They're trying to develop young fans. You're right, Brian. As an adult audience, us looking at it, they look stupid. But that's why they're doing it.
Yeah.
That's why they couldn't flex out that one Cowboys game because
Right.
they're doing that
Right.
Simpsons thing.
Right.
But they're going after a different audience than they already have. Most people like football and watch football.
Yeah.
They're going after the people that don't.
Yeah.
Or the kids that have just never adopted it.
Right. Or you have a second screen, and that's what they're watching.
Right.
Because like a lot of kids, especially our young kids now, they're on the iPad. Like you're watching. I'm watching the Laker game, and I'll be like, "Hey, watch the iPad for a little bit." Well, mommy watches the game. Where like when I was growing up, I would just have to watch the game with my dad. There was no other second screen.
Well, here's the weird thing. I have a special needs kid. My son's on the autism spectrum, so he doesn't watch a lot of TV anyway. But none of his friends do either.
Yeah.
They don't. Greg, does
watch
Riley
YouTube.
watch actual TV shows?
She watches stuff on her iPad or phone.
Yeah.
But she doesn't sit down in
computer.
front of the TV like you and I used to.
No, not anymore. Actually, I would wish she would actually
I
sit
know,
and
me
watch
too.
TV with me. She's in a room constantly now.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, at my house, I have a bunch of TVs because I'm a big
Yeah.
TV consumer. I think I probably have 5 or 6
Same,
of them.
yeah.
Not one in Jack's room. He doesn't care.
Wow.
He doesn't want one.
What does he watch? What
Like
does he
James
do?
Worthy told me a story that his daughter was at Columbia, and he went back to visit her, and her and her roommate went off to class, and James was there for the day. So he goes, "Okay, I'm going to be a good dad. I'm going to do something cool." And he goes down the street to the Best Buy, and he buys them a flat screen and has
Okay.
the guy install it so it's there when the girls get back.
Yeah.
So the girls get back. He's set up the big screen.
Yeah.
He's bought all their programming. They're all set. And she goes, "Dad, what's with the TV?" And he goes, "Well, I noticed you guys didn't have one, and I thought it would be something nice to do, so I just had one put in for you." She goes, "Yeah, you got to take it back. We don't want it."
Wow.
And he did. He took it back.
Then what do they watch? They don't watch anything?
They just like Greg was
They're
saying
just
about
on their
Riley. They
phones.
watch the phones and the iPad.
But that's going to turn because a lot of I know LAUSD. I get calls about this every single day on my phone.
Yeah.
They're going to ban phones in schools because they
I don't
know
mind-
how
I
bad
don't-
it is.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah.
They were like, if you want to vote on this, I'm like, yes, ban it. Like I notice my kids, they don't watch like longer form stuff, like cartoons that are 22 minutes. They know that's too long.
Right.
They're used
Or
to like
anything
the
that, anything with commercials. They're
and
not.
so I've actually taken away the iPad. We're in an iPad detox right now.
Okay.
And I said, you got to watch TV with me. So I put on every night. We've been watching Karate Kid or Home Alone or movies that, and it's hard for them to pay attention because they're not used to watching things like that.
Yeah.
What does that actually do? You're saying you can't watch this, but watch this.
Okay, so let me tell you.
You're still watching TV.
No, the phone is where they have control over the swipe of the scroll. Okay? So if they get bored with a video, if they want to watch something else, they just hit the next video. They're in control. The TV's passive. So if there's a commercial, you just got to wait it out. If you want to change the station, they can't. They're too young to kind of change the station. But like, we're trying to get off the YouTube algorithm. We're trying to get off the swiping, the constant going down into the algorithm rabbit holes.
I mean, I think that's just the way of the world now, isn't it? Like, when you swipe, when you're on Twitter, don't you constantly swipe? And when Instagram, you're
Yeah,
constantly
but we
swiping.
can make a choice that we're not doing that.
Yeah, sure.
We can just make a choice and just say, I'm not going to be, I'll respond to text messages, but I won't, but I'm not going to go beyond my phone whenever.
So let me ask you this. When you're watching The Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Are you watching The Karate Kid,
Yes.
or are you answering
No.
text messages on your phone?
I'm
and doing
watching
stuff?
The Karate Kid.
So you put your phone away.
I put it down. Like, it's still
if
there.
Shams calls you, you're not taking your phone.
get up and take the call. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
But
one thing we know about Ramona is
Yeah.
she'll get up and take the call no matter what she's doing.
we already found that out earlier.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, there was an addendum to that. You guys are all like, "Oh, nothing's, breaking up my good time." But
Right.
I
Well,
think it's
it's
different
not.
for guys than girls. Okay,
This
like
is
for you
true.
guys,
This is true.
For you guys, when you're with your partner and it's on, okay, like you're feeling kind of lucky, like it's on, right?
This is all very true.
And you kind of like don't want to waste the moment. Like, all right, let's
Like,
go.
we don't know when we're getting another
Whereas, like,
chance
a
anytime
girl,
soon.
especially somebody who's been married for a long time, like I know that I can hit the pause button and then like
And go
later
back.
on I can just go, okay,
All right, game on.
game on.
Yeah.
You know,
You can flip that switch.
it's kind of the power we have.
Good
Yeah.
for Nevin.
Yeah, so you're right. It is. I bet you it is. If you did that as like a survey,
Yes.
men would all say, we're not answering the phone for anything.
Right,
Women would go,
because
sure.
You're finally you're finally there.
It's my friend Linda. Here,
You
give me
don't
the
wanna
phone.
mess it up, yeah.
Exactly. All right. Last night, Ramona and Greg had a new experience at Crypto.com
Oh my God,
Arena.
I'm still tasting it.
I have not participated in it. I don't know what it entails, but if you're someone that goes to crypto, we have a food review, and it's next. Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
Hey, what's happening? It's Mario Reese here from the LAFC radio broadcast and LAFC Plus podcast. You already know LAFC has a massive playoff game this Saturday at BMO Stadium, and the Black and Gold are just 2 wins away from their 3rd straight MLS Cup final appearance. Make sure you check out a special playoff edition of the LAFC Plus podcast hosted by Dave Denholm and me today at 5:30 p.m. right here on 710. It's the LAFC Plus podcast, a special playoff edition today at 5:30 p.m. after Sedano and Cap right here on the home of the Black and Gold, 710 ESPN.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Everyone has different reasons for selling. Some people want to downsize and move. Some have inherited a property they want to get rid of, or maybe it's just time for a change. Whatever your reason for selling, Seller's Advantage has a custom solution for your needs. They'll make a competitive cash offer with no repairs needed, as they can close in days, no complicated closing process or contracts falling through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for decades, and they have the reviews to prove it. Call them today and get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747, or go to sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
This season, the Lakers are debuting their 2024-25 City Edition uniform, the California Destiny. For the first time, the team is featuring Lake Show across their jerseys. This uniform reflects Los Angeles and highlights the idea that people come to this city not only to pursue their dreams, but to reach their full potential. Visit Lakers.com or the Lakers store to get your own Lake Show City Edition jersey and other Lakers City Edition merchandise now.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, crowd rocking for Rotolo Chevrolet's top hitter, Mike Capozio. He's facing off with the Bulldog, and these two have quite the history. Here's the pitch. Oh, and he got all of it. That ball is out of here like a red Corvette, and it's going, and going, and going.
Yes! Dad, are you having that dream again?
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Is your vehicle due for service? Is it time to get those wipers replaced? If so, head into your neighborhood Valvoline Instant Oil Change, home of the 15-minute drive-through oil change. For over 30 years, Valvoline has provided quick and convenient automotive maintenance services for busy people just like you. At Valvoline, you stay in your car safe while the expert technicians make sure your ride is at its best. Oil changes, wiper blades, and more. Just pull up, drive in, and drive out in about 15 minutes. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for locations and game-winning coupons off of your next Valvoline Instant Oil Change.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right, 2 hours down, 1 more to go. Mason and Ireland, huge sports weekend. Gigantic. Tomorrow alone, Greg, what time's the women's game, USC Notre Dame?
It's at 1 o'clock, but there's a 12:30 pregame.
All right, so
cool.
If you download the ESPN LA app, and we've been banging on people to do this, it's free, you guys. It's free. And listen, this weekend's a great example of what you get.
Yeah, you don't have to sign up for anything.
You just download it, and then you have a whole bunch of buttons, and you just push whatever you want to listen to. So, for example, tomorrow, 1 to 3, 2 top 10 women's teams meeting in basketball, and it's on the app at 1 o'clock. Then, all starting at 7:30, and we've got pregame for all these games, postgame for all these games. Starting at, Greg, I guess most of the pregames will start around 5:30, 6 o'clock?
Yep.
So
half hour for LAFC, hour and a half for the Lakers.
Okay, so for example, Laker game, Lakers Nuggets at Crypto, pregame at 6, tip at 7:30. USC at UCLA in college football, pregame at 6, kickoff at 7:30. LAFC in a playoff game against Seattle at BMO Stadium, pregame at 7, they kick it off at 7:30. All those games, everyone I just mentioned, the women's game, the Laker game, the football game, the soccer game, all on the app. All of them. And you get it in digital, crystal clear, and it's free. So what are you waiting for? Before you go to sleep tonight, download the ESPN LA
Do it like right
app.
now.
It's just, and man, you'll be on it all the time. So,
can I add something to the UCLA USC thing?
Yeah.
So that's the pregame for USC is going to start at 5:30, but there's also going to be a pregame that Morales and I are going to do from 3:30 to 5:30 on 710 and the ESPN LA app. And it's going to be at Rocco's Tavern in Pasadena, 44 West Green Street, Pasadena, California. Come hang out with us. We'll buy you drinks. We'll do whatever. We're just going to have a great time. If you're going to the Rose Bowl, stop by Rocco's Tavern. We're going to be there for 2 hours. We're going to be giving away tickets to the game. Plus, we're going to be giving away tickets to USC Notre Dame next week. So hang out at Rocco's Tavern with us.
Nice.
And so theoretically, you could put the app on at 1 o'clock, start with the women's game, let it go to about 3:30, then you get Greg and Morales, then you roll right into the Laker pregame show, and then you just take your pick. You can listen to the soccer game. You can bounce around if you want. You can listen to the Laker game, soccer game, UCLA USC football game, but all of it is on the app, and all of it is free. So download the – and by the way, when you go to your app store, you have to type in ESPN LA. Don't forget those last 2 letters, or else you'll just end up downloading the regular ESPN app, and you won't get any of these games. You have to download the ESPN LA app, and it's available wherever you get your apps. So do that. Now, last night, Ramona, you, Greg, I think Parker participated in this.
And Lindsay.
Lindsay was there. Tell everybody what you did.
All right. So we went to the Doritos After Dark is it a lounge restaurant?
Yeah, so you can actually get it. If you have any ticket, doesn't matter what ticket you have, VIP or anything, just walk right into there. Go into the restaurant from the outside.
Okay, and John, it was like, we were talking about the radio, then somebody from AEG, my friend Kara Vanderhook, she reached out.
I just saw Kara for the first time in a long time at the game.
She reached out, hey, if you ever want to come by, we'll do a tasting for you guys. And I was like, yeah, let's do that. Okay, I don't know where they come up with these ideas for like what we all ate. There was a burnt ends with Doritos. It was
those are
so
nachos.
good. The nachos,
Delicious.
So good. They had like these taquitos that were really delicious with nacho cheese and
Wait a
Doritos.
minute. So where is it located inside the building?
It's like right by the statues if you just go in that entrance right there.
Okay, so it's near the front of the building.
Near the front of the building.
Right.
Section 115-ish.
Okay.
Okay. And like they brought this one thing out. They had these like they were like chicken tenders, but they had this sweet chili sauce on it, and everything had some form of Doritos, whether it was the spicy Dorito, the Flamin' Hot ones, Cool Ranch, nacho cheese. So good. Everything they brought, I was like, I want to eat all of this, but we can't because then we'll be way too full.
Yeah, they had the pita that had lamb and like tzatziki, and they put Cool Ranch Doritos inside of it.
It
was
so is
they had a burrito
delicious.
with ramen noodles and Doritos. Who comes up with this stuff?
This may be a dumb question, but is everything on the menu Doritos based?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely Doritos based.
Or there's some kind of Dorito dust or Dorito chips. They had like a margarita that had a chip in it.
Mango drink,
mango chip with
mango
tangent.
All right, what's the best thing you tried? Like if I was only going to go in there and try one thing, where would you point me?
I really like the churros. Those were really good.
Didn't even need the cinnamon sugar.
Yeah, I didn't need all. They had these like Doritos that they had. I don't know. Those were good. I
Who
think
ate,
those,
by the way, who ate the most? Was it Parker?
No, it was me.
Yeah, it was
I
you.
would think it'd be me.
You had the tzatziki thing. I didn't get a taste of that.
I
like that
ate so much
burrito with
of
the
it.
ramen in it.
Didn't you tell me earlier you had ice cream with
Yeah,
Doritos in it?
There was a
That
ice
sounds
cream
gross.
cone with vanilla ice
It worked.
cream and Belgian chocolate, and then as it's dipped in the Belgian chocolate, they dust it with like the nacho cheese Doritos. So it's kind of like the sweet and savory, but you could tell it's really good quality. like honestly, that was some really good vanilla ice cream and really good chocolate.
John, I thought that I was going to go in there. I was like, I'll just take a bite of
Yeah.
everything. I'm not going to really like it. And I'll just like,
And you, instead, you took 5
Like
bites
the
of
first
everything?
thing they brought was with
everything.
these nachos with burnt ends, and they were like Doritos with nachos with burnt ends, and they had pickles and onions just like you would get at Gus's or something. Oh my God, Greg and I were eating the whole thing.
You took some home.
I know, I took churros home.
It actually was really, really
I know,
good.
it was really good. And then we were so full by the end of it. We were like, I have to stop. Stop bringing me more food. They brought out like these dumplings. I was like, oh, there's
that's
more?
right. There was dumplings, too.
Those were good.
Oh, my goodness.
It was all really... and
So it's worth trying.
They had
and
sushi.
also
They had sushi.
They had California rolls that had stuff. I like
They
the
had like a
veggie rolls,
kimbap
actually.
type thing, so it had like mushrooms
Yeah.
inside of it.
It was really good, and it's something like the whole thing. I just had to crack up because I was like, "Who came up with this stuff?" And he goes, "Oh, it's our chefs who work out in Texas, our food create." And I'm like, "Did they all just go get stoned and just like come up
Sounds
with all
like
this
it, but it
crazy
also
stuff?" Like,
sounds like it's worth trying.
yeah, I would go, John. If you like the Gus's, I would go get those nachos with the burnt ends. Those
Okay.
are really good.
All right, I will put it on.
All right.
I will put it on the list. There is someone being kept out of the NFL Hall of Fame, and I don't get it.
I don't either, man. This is a grudge.
Yeah, we'll explain coming up next. Game of Games in about 30 minutes. Momo in for Mason and Ireland, ESPN LA.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to Morongo for 20 years of tons of fun and great food and good times. Happy anniversary to you. Now your top reasons to visit Morongo.
The 20th Anniversary Marketplace Monday Special starts the 25th. This all-you-can-eat extravaganza is all yours for only $20.
And the number one reason.
Take home an anniversary beer sign when you purchase a 16-ounce draft beer at any of our bars the 22nd.
Morongo, good times.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then, the insurance adjuster leaves you hanging. You feel abandoned with a home that is no longer livable, and you now have no other choice than to use the insurance contractor to make repairs, which includes their brazen attempt at lowballing the estimate. Okay, so here's what you do. You take a deep breath. Then you call Avner Gatt. They're one of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256, and you can go online to avnergatt.com.
Bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, crowd rocking for Rotolo Chevrolet's top hitter, Mike Capozio. He's facing off with the Bulldog, and these two have quite the history. Here's the pitch. Oh, he got all of it. That ball is out of here like a red Corvette, and it's going and going and going.
Yes! Dad, are you having that dream again?
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
You never expect a game-ending double play, walk-off grand slam in the World Series, or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Travis with DeMarco and Evan Cohen.
Only one all-star team you can call to pinch hit for you, the personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call this number, 213-747-2000.
Don't get struck out by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation that you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team hit it out of the park for you.
Los Angeles, your Rams are back home for another primetime matchup under the lights of Sunday Night Football to take on the Philadelphia Eagles Sunday, November 24th. All eyes will be on the Rams as Matthew Stafford and Kyron Williams go head-to-head against Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. The stage is set for a primetime matchup you won't want to miss. Grab your tickets today at therams.com/PHI. Again, that is therams.com/PHI to watch your LA Rams face off against the Eagles on Sunday, November 24th at SoFi Stadium. See you at the Rams house.
Mommy and Moana, together again.
Can I get a chee-hoo? This Thanksgiving, if you can watch one movie,
Hey, you wanted to come this time.
make sure it's
Moana.
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 Moana. Moana. You might want to hold on.
Disney's Moana 2, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Only in theaters November 27th. Tickets available now.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right, Mason in Ireland, Momo's in for Mace. I can't quite figure out what it takes to get in the NFL Hall of Fame. And this week I got another example. Jerry Jones is in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Pat Bowlen, the old Broncos owner, is in the Hall of Fame. Eddie DeBartolo is in the Hall of Fame, the old Niners owner. This week, Bob Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, who has won 6 Super Bowls, more than any of those guys, more than Jerry Jones, more than Pat Bowlen, more than Eddie DeBartolo, was passed over again, Ramona. They keep passing this guy over, and I can't figure out why. If the Hall of Fame is rewarding excellence, how are you keeping the guy out that has 6 Super Bowls? What's happening here?
So, last year, Don Van Natta, who's our big investigative reporter,
good one.
Reporter at ESPN, did a whole long deep dive that you actually might read, but Mason would not.
Okay.
It's very long. But he did a whole story on why Robert Kraft has been campaigning to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and they keep saying no. Okay? I'm just going to read you a little bit from it. Okay? No current owner has tried harder to get into the Hall or been denied longer. Beginning in 2012, Kraft supporters have lobbied Hall voters on his behalf. Eddie DeBartolo Jr., the former San Francisco owner who was inducted in 2016, despite losing his team in 2000 because of his connection to an extortion case. DeBartolo has 5 Lombardi trophies. Kraft at the time had 4. Some Hall of Fame voters assured the disappointed members of Kraft's inner circle that he would be next. Then Jerry Jones got in, right? They got upset. Okay, so he goes on, and they said he's been putting a whole campaign on. He has like a PR guy who calls voters and tries to like lobby on his behalf and try to get him in there, to the point where it actually kind of turns certain people off.
But so he's being kept out for politics?
For that, but also, Van Natta writes, Kraft not only hasn't gotten into the Hall, but not once has the subcommittee even forwarded his name for consideration by selection to the 50 selectors. To his supporters, the annual shout-out is baffling. A dozen they said there's a whole thing that why there's a couple of reasons. Number one, they think it's kind of they've been badgering too much. He's trying too hard. But on the other case, the voters said the case has been hurt by multiple Patriots cheating scandals, along with a selection system that until now has pitted coaches against owners. They even mentioned Kraft's dismissed charges after 2 visits to a Jupiter, Florida massage parlor. Voters saw, as did many Patriots fans and some former players, 2 major media projects as pro-Kraft narratives, a best-selling 2020 book and the Apple TV project of the same name released last winter. Both projects depicted Kraft how he deftly managed the egos of 2 all-time greats to keep the hit-making band together as long as possible. Some voters told ESPN they believe both projects were intended to juice Kraft's Hall of Fame candidacy.
So,
in other words, he's trying way too hard, and there's a couple of scandals on his resume.
It's the 13th year that Kraft, who's now 83, was considered by a Hall of Fame committee but failed to advance out of said committee. 80% of the voters must approve the nominated finalists for induction, and he's not even getting close.
Okay, shortly after this book that was published that we referenced, Patriots PR chief Stacey James sent copies to at least 5 Hall of Fame voters as an argument for Kraft's induction. The Patriots sent one voter a copy 2 years in a row.
So you think that they've pressed too hard? But this reminds me of Kurt Schilling.
Yeah.
Kurt Schilling off the field has turned a lot of people off with his political views. I'm not going to get into what they are, but if you want to look at them, go ahead and read up on them. But based solely on his baseball accomplishments, it's an absolute no-brainer.
No-brainer.
And he's not in. And now they're doing it to Bob Kraft. It would seem to me that a Hall of Fame in any sport should be based on what you did for the game. And all this other stuff that you just outlined, while it makes sense, shouldn't matter.
So there's a whole, I think there's Spygate. There's that one.
Okay.
That sticks to him. And there's Deflategate. That also kind of sticks to him. We all just watched that Aaron Hernandez docuseries. That sticks to him a little bit too. And then the massage parlor thing sticks to him a little bit, even though the charges were dismissed. It wasn't a great look. And so I think they just don't want to deal with the scandals. But you could go through and Eddie DeBarlo had an extortion case. Jerry Jones has had a few, not so savory stories about him written and done. I don't see why Bob Kraft's scandals are worse than others.
I don't either. Greg, if you had a Hall of Fame vote, Bob Kraft, yes or no?
Yes, of course. I don't care what he did down at Mar-a-Lago or any of that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter to me. The fact of the matter is that Patriots team that he owns won a ton of 7 Super Bowls.
It almost seems like there must be somebody
6 Super Bowls,
on the inside who's in the hall working against him.
Like there's
a
huge campaign to get him in, and everybody just keeps saying no.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And again, all the owners that have been let in recently. Pat Bowlen only won 2 Super Bowls. Bob Kraft has 6.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
In recent years, the PR guy I mentioned from the Patriots, he's emailed voters a 6-page dossier that extols Kraft's many achievements as an NFL owner. Highlights include buying and reviving a team in the 90s, winning 6 championships, cobbling together decades of labor peace with the Players Union, and helping the league land its mammoth TV and streaming rights deal.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Unbelievable, right?
I'm gonna change gears on you and get this piece in here. Have you guys seen this story? I sent it to you guys. I don't know if you read it. About the piece of art that is a banana taped onto a blank wall.
No.
Okay.
I saw it. I didn't get it. What is it?
Is it a real banana?
It is a real banana.
Okay.
Brian, are you familiar with this story?
Yeah, I saw this.
All right.
I just don't get what the point of it is.
Right.
Greg, there is no point. But
it's just a banana.
Somehow it has been appraised at over $1 million. It's a yellow banana fixed to a white wall with silver duct tape, and they call it Comedian by Italian artist Maurizio Catalan.
Doesn't it go bad after a while?
Yes, and you change the banana when it goes bad. But Ramona, I can't tell you how basic this is. Look at this.
Oh, my
Wait,
God.
you changed the banana? So it's not the same banana always?
No,
They didn't,
because the banana
freeze
goes
it or
bad,
something?
and they use an actual live banana.
So you're buying as many so you're buying something for $1 million.
It's just a banana
Plus you
taped
have
to a
to
wall.
change the banana out yourself, so you're buying more bananas to change out. That
What
makes
if
no
you
sense.
rip the tape off a little bit?
New tape.
Okay, so here's when he first did it. Another artist took the banana off the wall and ate it. A backup banana was brought in. Selfie-seeking crowds became so thick, comedian was withdrawn from view, but the 3 editions of it sold, so they had 3 of them.
Oh.
For between $120,000 and $150,000.
Okay, wait, so give me some kind of artistic mumbo-jumbo about what this is supposed to symbolize.
All right. The conceptual artwork now has an estimated value between $1 million and $1.5 million. Here's some fancy art person.
Okay.
What Catalan, that's the artist, is really doing is turning a mirror to the contemporary art world and asking questions, provoking thought about how we ascribe value to art, what we define as artwork. It's a banana with a piece of duct tape. Bidders won't be buying the same fruit that was on display in Miami. Those bananas are gone. Sotheby's says the fruit was always meant to be replaced regularly along with the tape. What you buy, there's a quote, what you buy when you buy Catalan's Comedian is not the banana itself, but a certificate of authenticity that grants the owner the permission and authority to reproduce this banana and duct tape on their wall as an original artwork by Maurizio Catalan. So if I went right now and went to Home Depot and bought a piece of white cardboard, and I went to Ralph's and bought a banana and grabbed a piece of duct tape and taped it up there, I could claim that this was Catalan's work. I wouldn't have the authenticity, but it'd be the exact same piece of art.
I mean,
how
literally,
is
it sounds
that
like something my 6-year-old would do.
How is that valuable? I don't get it.
Who are these people who come up with artistic mumbo jumbo?
I have no idea.
They should be the ones who are getting the money, because that's what sells it, right? It's the idea that you somehow see something that makes you smarter than everyone else.
Michael Roth just sent me a text. He said, Michael Roth is the king of AEG. He said, I think I saw yesterday that the banana art thing was auctioned off for $6 million to a crypto investor in Japan. And the price does not include a backup banana, but does include an entire roll of duct tape. Have we all gone crazy? What the hell?
I just want to know who these people are who are paying money for this so that they can just give that to me instead.
I mean, it just...
Like,
I used to think things need to make sense to me. This makes 0 sense. None. I just don't get it. All right. We're about 15 minutes away from Game of Games. Before we get to that, the NBA has leaked their plan. It's not set in stone. But their plan for the All-Star game to try and fix it, it might be worse than what the problem is now.
Yeah.
We'll explain to you coming up. First, I want to tell you about your Southern California Toyota dealers. Toyota and the Lakers have been in business together for 50 years. Why? Because year after year, they both deliver quality, reliability, and simply, in Toyota's case, the best vehicles on the road. Right now, you can choose from an amazing selection like the beautiful 2025 Land Cruiser, the new 25 GR Corolla, or the limited 25th edition Highlander Hybrid. Great deals waiting for you right now. All you got to do is see your Southern California Toyota dealers or visit Toyota.com. Toyota, we make it easy.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Hey guys, what's up? It's George Sedano. Waiting is never fun. Usually nothing good happens when you wait. My friend Jacob in the law offices of Jacob and Ronnie want to make sure you don't wait after an accident. Immediately after an accident, before talking to the insurance company, call Jacob, man. Jacob and his team will do all the work, make all the phone calls, handle the paperwork, set up the doctor's appointments, whatever the case may be. And when you speak to the insurance company first, it's a big mistake, because you know why? They may later use your words against you. However, Jacob and his team, they'll guide you through the process, get you the compensation you deserve, and you don't have to pay Jacob unless he wins. Nothing out of pocket. Free. Gratis. So if you're injured in an accident, the first name, the first thought, the first call should be Jacob. Jacob, Jacob, Jacob. The consultation is free. That's right. Free. I told you. Gratis. Don't wait. Call Jacob 24 hours a day at 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. Call him 844-24-JACOB or visit him online at calljacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
Score a win with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. This season, keep your holiday gifts a surprise when you choose to pick up from Amazon Locker or Counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Lakers fans, you can feel the courtside experience from the comfort of your home. Follow the Lakers on Instagram and get exclusive insider access to highlights with angles straight from the floor. On Lakers Instagram, see your favorite players and find out what happens behind the scenes through Instagram stories. Stay locked in throughout the season. Don't miss any of the action and follow the Lakers on Instagram now. Let's go Lake Show.
Mommy and Moana, together again.
Can I get a chee-hoo? This Thanksgiving, if you can watch one movie,
Hey, you wanted to come this time.
make sure it's
Moana.
Moana.
Moana. You might want to hold on.
Disney's Moana 2, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Only in theaters November 27th. Tickets available now.
This is a story of the one. As a maintenance specialist for university housing, he knows college students can major in wear and tear. Plus, housing so many students doesn't leave a lot of room to house all the supplies he needs. That's where Grainger comes in. With over 1 million industrial-grade products and fast, dependable delivery, Grainger carries the quality products he needs so he doesn't have to. From a new door hinge to a whole new faucet. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right, Mason and Ireland. It's an F It Friday. Ramona's in here. Everybody at Ramona's house is sick, so she's trying to come up with a plan when she gets home. I think what you do is...
I need like a hazmat suit. They're all barfing.
Exactly.
It's a barf for
You
Rama.
go for the hazmat suit, you go in, you make them some food, and then straight to the guest room for you.
Yeah, I slept in the guest room last night. This is like...
You got to play defense against whatever bug
I know,
is running through
Daniel
your house.
woke up barfing, and I was like, Nevin, you got this one.
Yeah.
I'm going in the
Nevin,
other room.
remember that whole for
I gotta
better or
work
for
tomorrow.
worse? It's your turn for
Your
the worse.
turn, yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, honey. Bye.
So Ramona, Greg, everybody here, actually Greg, Brian, Ramona, and I are all big basketball fans.
Yeah.
But even the biggest of basketball fans will admit that over the past 3 to 5 years, the NBA All-Star Game has gone in the toilet. Even Adam Silver last year, the commissioner came out and said, yeah, this isn't working.
He was disgusted.
Yeah, the final score was 211 to 198. Like, there's no defense. It's just Michael Thompson thinks they should just get rid of it.
Yeah.
But it makes a lot of money, so Adam has commissioned a group to try and save it. Now, nothing is set in stone. Nothing. But this is what they're leaning towards. And when I read it, I thought,
no.
Greg, you tell me if this is better than what they have now or worse. He's going to divide the All-Stars into 4 teams. They would face each other in matchups. For instance, Team 1 versus 3, Team 2 versus 4.
Yeah.
The winners move on to the final round of the tournament. They would also they're talking to Steph Curry about
because the game's at Chase Center,
right? About recreating the 3-point shootout he did with Sabrina Ionescu last year, and and I like this idea. It would be Steph and Sabrina against Clay and Caitlin Clark.
I like that.
Yeah, so I mean but that's 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. This idea that you would draft all-stars and create 4 teams and do a mini tournament.
Yeah. And then the Rising Stars winner is going to be part of it too.
Right. Why am I watching that? Why am I interested?
I mean,
I'd rather do U.S. against the world than that.
I know. I think people worry about with U.S. against the world whether there are enough good players from around the world, and there might be too many from the U.S. Okay, I get it, but also, who's going to care about these 4 teams? Like, why are they going to play hard?
Ramona. I almost think they would have the opposite problem. I think the world team would be too good. So your centers on the world team would be Jokic and Embiid.
Right. Although Embiid theoretically should be U.S. He won't play enough games.
Your guards would be Jamal Murray and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Jamal's never been an All-Star.
And then you got that guy last night.
Your guards will be Luka Doncic and Shai Alexander.
Right. And then like the Wagners would be great for this.
But like, does Franz Wagner deserve to be an All-Star?
This year he does.
Yeah, he probably does. I don't think Mo does.
No. But I mean, you have plenty of international players to choose from. Right. You could argue that Giannis and Jokic and SGA are all top 5 players.
Yeah, they are. I just don't know if are there 12. I can look at last year's All-Star group and see if there's 12.
Yeah, but you could come up with 12. I'm always shocked where I keep going through the list, Greg, and seeing how many of these guys are from Canada.
Yeah. I mean, it really doesn't matter, though, anyway. I don't care if it's these 4 teams. I don't care if it's U.S. versus the world. Nothing changes until they actually care about the game and are actually going to play some sort of defense.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want to do, Momo, and it won't matter. And if we're still getting the same thing of just dunks and 3-pointers and nobody doing anything, it's boring.
Yeah, okay. So here, look, here are the All-Stars last year. Karl Towns, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, Paul George, Kawhi, Julius Randle, Halliburton, Booker. These are all U.S.
Yep.
Dame, Anthony Edwards. Now we're going to get to some international. Shea, Jokic, Luka, then LeBron, Kevin Durant, Jason Tatum, Giannis, Donovan Mitchell, Bam Adebayo, Tyrese Maxey, Jaylen Brown, Paolo Banchero. I mean,
Paolo Banchero is an Italian citizen. He could jump over there.
Yeah, Embiid was not an All-Star.
Yeah, you'd be able to make the teams formidable. I'm with Greg though. Until you get them to play hard, you can put anybody out there. And Michael's idea, I think, is the best one. Get a sponsor. Who's the Emirates is sponsoring the NBA Cup? Right? Get somebody like that, and you put $12 million in a pot.
Yeah.
Winning team, 12 players, gets $1 million. Losing team gets 0. Do you think they'd care then?
They would care, but I think it's bad optics because these are guys making $60 million.
Okay, so how about this?
I think you should make everything skills competitions. Don't even make it.
They pocket $500,000, and the other $5,000 they donate to charity, but they get to pick the charity.
Yeah, that's better.
Would that solve that problem?
Yeah.
Greg's right. The heart of this problem is not format. The heart of the problem is getting them to give a crap.
Yeah. But also, I think the teams don't really want anyone to get hurt. They just want everyone to have a good show and play a little bit, but nobody quite knows how to play where the game is still competitive.
Then get rid of the game.
Yeah,
but when it worked, it worked with the Elam ending a couple of years ago. But that's because they were trying hard and they were playing hard.
Yeah, the Elam ending is you play to a number.
Right, and that worked. And that was actually a good game that people that I enjoyed. I'm sure a lot of other people enjoyed.
The one in Chicago,
Yeah, they went away from it. I think they still kept it, but nobody played anymore. They're just throwing up whatever they want. So until you fix that, it doesn't matter what you do. Either get rid of the game or figure out some
we'll
way
see
to
what
make
they
it
come
carry.
out. And then, by the way, this is for the game this year
Yeah.
in February, like 3 months from now. So they're trying to work all that out. All right, coming up next, Game of Games. Greg, is there anybody around we can recruit to play?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
people around here.
Yeah,
I think I saw Trudell running around here.
Yeah,
actually.
get him in here. Yeah, see how it's Brian's game. Brian's games are always really good. So and it's worth 2 today because we're at the end of the month. So that's coming up next. Game of Games. Mason and Ireland. Momo in for Mason. What do you got, Greg?
So it is still a Cosm Ticket Friday, and we are going to be giving away tickets once again, once an hour, and even going through Sedano and Cap. Tickets to the Tuesday, the 26th game for the Lakers versus Suns at Cosm, and that Mason's going to be there with Brian, possibly Momo. The Lakers pre-half and post with Beto Duran is going to be there. If you want to win these tickets, and while you're there, you can win tickets to the next night as well, GA tickets for Lakers Spurs on Wednesday. If you want to win, 877-710-3776, 877-710-ESPN. Call right now. Caller number 7 will win a pair of tickets to the game on Tuesday.
Hey, what's happening? It's Mario Reese here from the LAFC radio broadcast and LAFC Plus podcast. You already know LAFC has a massive playoff game this Saturday at BMO Stadium, and the Black and Gold are just 2 wins away from their 3rd straight MLS Cup final appearance. Make sure you check out a special playoff edition of the LAFC Plus podcast hosted by Dave Denholm and me today at 5:30 p.m. right here on 710. It's the LAFC Plus podcast, a special playoff edition today at 5:30 p.m. after Sedano and Cap right here on the home of the Black and Gold, 710 ESPN.
Inspired by Southern California's laid-back yet active lifestyle, Travis Mathew creates premium men's and women's apparel designed to make you look and feel your best no matter the activity. Now, Travis Mathew brings that same style to USC fans with their first-ever collegiate collaboration. Designed with the iconic Cardinal and Gold, this collection carries the tradition and legacy of USC. Gear up for game days in style. New customers get 20% off their first order with code 710 at travismatthew.com. That's code 710. Offer valid online only.
Hey, it's Mace here. Wait until you experience the NBA at the hottest, most amazing venue in LA. That is Cosm in Inglewood. It's called Immersive Shared Reality. It will look and feel like you are courtside. If you want to be at Cosm for live NBA action, go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com. Use code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA game in November. Do not wait. Tickets go fast. Go to Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't you love the sounds of the holiday season? The bells, the sleighs. Woohoo! If so, your holiday's now even more magical because now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, you can take home your favorite Hyundai with some of the season's greatest savings.
Drive away now in the Hyundai Santa Fe with 1.99% APR for 72 months. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end December 2nd. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Not sure how much you know about Progressive Insurance. You may know us for insuring your home and auto. You may know a couple of our commercials. But what you may not know is that since 2013, Progressive has been honoring veterans with vehicle donations through the annual Keys to Progress Veteran Vehicle Giveaway Program, giving back to those who gave so much. Now, you probably didn't wake up today saying, I really wish I knew more about Progressive Insurance, but this seemed like the type of thing people would mind hearing about. Find out more about how we're dedicated to our customers and communities at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when intended to colors from the interior one-coat hide color collection.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in L.A., Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com.
Call Jacob.
Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle.
Call Jacob.
Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, no Mace today, but it is time for Game of Games. And joining us, Bergman's here, Momo's here. Joining us is Mike Trudell, who is pinch hitting today on Sedano and Cap. Hi, Mike.
Hey, guys. What's happening?
I'm going to go home and practice my free throws as soon as I get off the air. I'm guessing you have today, too.
I'd peg you for like a 70% guy.
Yeah,
7 out of 10?
The hardest thing about last night is the guys who missed were all north of 70%.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, that was.
You know what? Missing free throws becomes contagious. It's like penalty kicks in soccer.
Well,
like one guy misses, and then there's so much more pressure on everybody
Yeah,
else.
you said it, Ramona. The important thing is it's one game. Flush it.
Yeah,
you don't.
It's gotta be like a closer.
Yeah, don't.
Blew the game. Move on.
It happened. Don't worry about it. You got 70 more of them.
Denver on Saturday.
All right. Brian Cohen has the game today. Brian's games are always great. Brian, what do we got today?
All right. Well, right around the corner is Thanksgiving, so we got a little Thanksgiving food, Thanksgiving questions kind of game for you.
Win this.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Well, you definitely from earlier. You are the most invested in
invested
Thanksgiving.
in the cook.
All right, here we go.
All right, we go. Number 1. Multiple choice here. According to Yahoo, what has been the most searched recipe this week? Cornbread stuffing, sourdough stuffing, or vegetarian stuffing?
Momo.
Sourdough stuffing.
Greg.
Vegetarian stuffing.
I'm with Greg. I think it is vegetarian stuffing because so many people are vegan and
What's the
vegetarian
point?
now. Mike,
right?
What say you?
Just out of respect for my stomach, I'm going to say the cornbread.
What is it, Brian?
Glad you did. It is a cornbred stuffing.
Oh, very
good for
good.
you.
Trudell's on the
See,
board.
I feel like people know how to make cornbread, so the sourdough is more the
All right.
new
I
one.
feel it.
Okay, all right.
All right. This is
Apparently not. Oh,
Wrong.
also according to Yahoo. What is the most searched Thanksgiving side in California?
Oh, in California.
Is it A, mashed potatoes, B, green bean casserole, or C, stuffing?
Greg.
Stuffing.
I'll go green bean casserole. Mike.
We're going to go stuffing.
Ramona.
Stuffing as well.
It is stuffing.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm the only one that's not on the board. Mike has 2.
Who wants green bean casserole?
Oh, it's my favorite. All right.
Really?
It is. What is the most searched Thanksgiving dessert in California?
all right.
So also in California. Is it A, apple spice cake, B, pumpkin cheesecake, or C, baked brie?
It's in California.
Interesting.
Never heard of any of these.
Yeah,
You've
baked
never heard of
brie
baked brie?
Is,
Oh, that's really good with
cheese.
honey and
Right.
with honey and like fig
baked
jam and
brie
stuff.
sounds like a real California thing, and I go first here, so I will go baked brie.
It's delicious, too.
Trudell.
Give me them one more time. Baked brie.
Apple spice cake, pumpkin cheesecake, or baked brie?
I suppose pumpkin cheesecake, I'm going to say.
Okay,
Yeah, I will also
Ramona.
say pumpkin cheesecake.
Greg.
Yeah, the pumpkin is the biggest thing at this time. Pumpkin cheesecake.
It is the apple spice cake
Wow.
here in California.
Really?
My chance. Okay, nobody
All right.
got it.
All right.
All right, this one is going to be what's more. So one or the other. Which one's higher? What's more, the number of turkeys Americans approximately ate last Thanksgiving, 2023, or the number of shoppers who shopped in-store last Black Friday, 2023? Again, in-store shoppers.
Oh, wow.
Okay, Mike, A or B?
This
The
2023
turkeys
or
the
24?
shoppers?
2023.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go turkeys.
Ramona.
I'm going to say in-store.
Greg.
So it's weird because both probably dropped tremendously.
agree.
Yeah, because people don't eat turkey. Still go the turkey though.
This is a hard
I'm
one.
thinking
is
one
hard.
turkey per family.
Yeah, but people don't all eat
Brian,
ham.
I'm also going to go turkey. What's the answer?
It is the shoppers.
Yes.
More shoppers.
Wow.
Yes.
76.
Like lots of people show up, like 5 people at a family might go.
By the
Yes.
way, Greg, I don't want to say anything, but there's an Ireland in the works
Oh,
here.
come on, Ireland. We need an Ireland.
I am
Let's
0
go.
for 4. All right, here we go.
All right,
It's
number
just
5
like
here.
AD on his free throws.
Another-
No, fourth
Come on,
quarter.
too soon.
That
Sorry.
was
Too soon.
Sorry.
Another what's more
Yeah, 1
here.
for 4, true.
So what's more, the number of pounds of turkey Americans eat on the holiday, or the number of both pounds in sweet and regular potatoes consumed?
Ah, okay.
So
Wow.
pounds of turkey or pounds of potato?
Momo.
Consumed.
Consumed. Potatoes.
Greg.
I'm with potatoes, too.
I was going to say potatoes, but now I want to kind of keep the Ireland alive. Give me the turkeys, Trudell.
Yeah, I want turkeys also, just because I'm thinking that you're not going to do 2 turkeys in a row as options and have them both not be the answer.
All right, Brian, what's the answer?
Good logic. It is turkeys.
The Ireland's gone.
All right.
Dang it.
I was like 20 pounds turkey for a whole family.
I was going with the same logic of not many turkeys eaten anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so the score is Trudell 3, Ramona 2, Greg and Ireland 1 each.
We can't let Trudell win.
All right, here we go. I got 3 left for you.
3 left. Here we go.
So what's more, the average number of calories one consumes on Thanksgiving at dinner table, so the Thanksgiving meal, or the number of career passing yards for Matthew Stafford on Thanksgiving Day?
On Thanksgiving Day. That's great.
On Thanksgiving Day. Okay,
Wow.
Trudell, what's the answer?
So Stafford passing yards
On Thanksgiving.
on Thanksgiving.
Or the calories in one sitting?
And the Thanksgiving dinner, so
That's a
your
great
big
question.
Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah,
So the whole family, not just one person.
Let's go with Stafford.
One person.
One person.
Yes.
I got Stafford.
He's going Stafford. Momo.
Oh, man. Okay, so I was just doing the math because he was on the Lions all those years. I'm actually going to go with the meal.
Okay, Greg.
I'm going with the meal, too.
I need to catch up on
gorge
Trudell,
yourself.
so I will also go with the meal. Tell us we got it right.
It is the calories, yes.
Boom! All right, all right.
Very close.
Let's say it's an average of
What was
300 yards.
Brian, how
And let's go
close?
12 seasons.
Stafford
12
as
games.
career 3,000 passing yards
There it
on
is,
Thanksgiving,
yeah.
and the average consumer about 3,200 calories
Oh, it is
Thanksgiving.
close.
Day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
Yeah.
here we go. There are 2 left. And
I
here's,
got a chance.
Here's the score. You're tied for the lead.
Okay.
Ramona 3, Trudell 3.
This is not personal, Mike. This is
Greg
just
2.
that I never win and I want to win.
Me, Greg, I also have 2.
I believe in
You and I
trying
don't
to
have
win
to go
everything at all
opposite
times.
yet, but we might on the next one.
All
2
right.
left, right, Brian?
2 left, yes.
All right, Momo goes
Let's go.
first. Go.
All right, what's more, the number of Americans that serve green bean casserole as a side dish, or the number of wild turkeys still alive in the United States?
Wow.
Okay, Momo.
Green bean casserole.
Trudell.
Turkey.
All right, Greg, so we can make a point up on someone. Who are you going with?
I'm going to go with the turkeys.
Momo, you're the one that went with the green bean
I
casserole?
went green beans.
I will go green beans.
You're happy you are. It is green bean casserole.
Am I out?
I don't think there's very many wild turkeys.
Okay, so Greg.
According to this, 6.5 million wild
Oh,
turkeys
there's a
left.
lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so
there's a lot.
Momo,
Wow.
if you get this right, you're going to go first. If you get this right, you win it. Trudell, you and I have to go something different than she does. She has 4, and we have 3 each.
Do you know that turkeys drown in the rain?
I did not.
Yeah, when they look up, they don't know how to close their mouth. They just drown.
Really?
Yeah, it's a thing.
Really?
Look it up.
Okay, I will after
Yeah,
this game.
okay.
Learn something every day. All right, Brian.
All right, last one here. This one, multiple choice. So Campbell's Soup makes up how much of its total sales of cream of mushroom soup
wow.
in the month of November alone?
Okay.
So how much the percentage of their total year sales
Yes.
is in November? A, 65%, B, 55%, or C, 40%?
Momo, if you get this, you win it. 65, 55, or 40.
55.
Okay, she went in the middle and played it safe. Trudell?
40.
I was almost going to do that.
I also think, but wait, if I guess, you guess 55?
Yeah, I
If
went
I
in the
guess 65, then we go to the tiebreaker no matter
Yeah.
what. I think Trudell's got it. I think it's 40.
I know, I think it's 40
I will
too, but-
guess 65. Brian, what's the answer?
It is 40.
Damn!
40%.
Okay, so Trudell gets to the final with Ramona, and you guys make up the tiebreaker.
I didn't have the guts to go for 40. I didn't have
Okay.
the guts.
All right, what's the tiebreaker, Brian?
All right, here we go. Americans consume 80 million pounds of cranberries
Wow.
during Thanksgiving. This includes jellied cranberry, which is enough to fill about 8 Olympic-sized pools.
Those are the best kind, by the way.
How many gallons of jellied cranberry is consumed?
Oh, my God.
All right, write down a number.
Hold on.
All right, give me the
How many
particulars one more
gallons?
time.
So
80.
Americans consume 80 million pounds of cranberries during Thanksgiving. It includes jellied cranberries, which is enough to fill 8 Olympic-sized pools.
Okay, wait, hold on.
How many of these, how many 8 Olympic-sized pools, pretty much?
Are you using a calculator over there?
I don't have a pen.
Yeah, okay, just pick a number. Trudell, you write down a number?
Yeah. How many gallons?
How many gallons of jellied cranberries
You can't
is
use a
consumed?
calculator.
I'm not. I'm just writing it on my notepad.
What's your number, Ramona?
40,000.
All right, Trudell, what'd you write?
I'm going to go 50,000.
All right, Brian, what's the answer?
5 million gallons.
Oh! Whoa!
Wow. Trudell on the
I
board.
have a piece of paper and a pencil.
You guys were both a little off.
A
Well
little
done,
bit.
Brian. Good
I should have added
Thanksgiving
one
Day
more
game.
zero. Hold on. 400,000.
So the score: Greg 5, Mason 3, Trudell 2, Ireland 2, Laura 2, Pepe 2, Brian 1.
Ramona Bagel.
I won before?
No, it's worth 2.
You get 2 because we're at the end of the month.
It's like I didn't think I played before.
All right, we'll take a break when we come back. Super Crosstalk on ESPN LA.
Miss the good old days when everything was more affordable? Well, Kia of Carson is bringing them back. Black Friday deals are here all month long. This is your chance to save thousands on the exciting Kia lineup, including the new EV, hybrid, and plug-in models. Or you can enjoy deals on classics like the rugged Telluride, the sporty K5, and the all-new K4 sedan. Whatever you need, Kia of Carson most likely will have it in stock as one of the largest Kia dealerships in the country. Head over now or online at KiaofCarson.com. Hurry in for best selection.
Hey, football fans, what's better than cheering on your team with an ice-cold glass of Stella Rosa in hand? How about scoring the ultimate experience at the biggest college football game of the season with an ice-cold Stella Rosa in hand? That's right, Stella Rosa is giving you the chance to win 2 tickets, airfare, and a hotel for you and a friend. So what are you waiting for? Head to ESPNLADreamTicket.com to enter today, courtesy of Stella Rosa, America's favorite semi-sweet, semi-sparkling wine. Celebrate responsibly, must be 21 or older to enter.
Score a win with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. This season, keep your holiday gifts a surprise when you choose to pick up from Amazon Locker or Counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to Amazon.com/PickupMVP. That's Amazon.com/PickupMVP.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pachanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K2560X 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk. Are we ready for Sedano and Calf to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
And we welcome to the program Scott Kaplan, who is in South South. Do we have Cappy?
I'm here. But without anybody. Thank you.
It's Epic Friday.
And Mike Trudell's here, and we'll do the afternoon show with Cap.
Wait. I have to do the show just with Cap?
I think so.
They didn't tell me that.
Well,
Right, I didn't know that either. I would have taken the day off.
What? No, I'm just kidding, Cap. You can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
Did you guys hear that? I was doing that segment. The rumor is they've come up with for the NBA All-Star game. They're going to divide the All-Stars into 4 teams.
Yeah.
One of them's going to be a Rising Stars team, and they're going to play a little mini tournament. I think that sounds as bad as what they're doing now. What do you think?
No, I like it at first glance. It made me think of Team USA back in the Dream Team getting beaten in practice by the select squad.
Right.
And there's nothing that can motivate players that are aged in the league like potentially losing to a bunch of young guys. So I think that actually ratchets up the level of competition.
Cap, what do you think?
That part is good.
Can you just go through it real quick, John? I want to hear exactly what you're talking about.
All right, so they're going to divide the All-Stars. They're going to pick 24 All-Stars, or however many they normally pick.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to divide them into 4 teams. One of the 4 teams will be a young team that wins the Rising Stars game the day before. So it'll be a team composed of first- and second-year players.
Okay.
And then the other 3 will be all the All-Stars. LeBron, AD, Shai Gilgeous, Giannis, Jokic, all those dudes.
Okay, and the division of those guys, is it not by conference, not by country of origin?
Just
or
2 captains or something again, or something like that, like where you have, LeBron
highest
and
vote getters or
Steph
whatever.
and whoever the number 3 is. Picks
so it becomes like a little mini tourney?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's better than what they're doing now.
I'll give it a chance. Well, almost anything's better than what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
One, you play to a lower score, which I think it's a little easier to ask. Instead of, hey, here's a 4-quarter game, first team to 25 wins. And so that to me, when you put that target that's closer, I think you have guys competing a little bit harder for it.
Yeah.
Cap, did you watch the end of the Laker game last night?
I did, and I will just say this, that I was watching it. I was laying in bed. Lakers had about a 4-point lead with like 30 seconds to go. I started to doze off a little bit. I must have fallen asleep for a couple of minutes.
What were you wearing, Cappy? Are you are you like a boxer's guy? A robe?
All natural?
Yeah.
Traditionally, Michael, and I appreciate you asking.
Yeah.
Traditionally, when in bed, I am butt naked.
Okay.
However, it just turns out last night, ironically enough, I hadn't been feeling all that great. Like I had a little cough, a little sniffle. So I was wearing a pair of shorts and a T-shirt. I'll have you know.
And then maybe it'd help you fall asleep.
Well, so I did. So I dozed off for a second, John. I was like, all right, I fell asleep. And I woke up, and I saw the final score, and I'm like, well, that can't be right, because they were up by 4 with 30 seconds to go. There's no way they lost this game.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I watched what happened. I ran it back, and wow, what a disaster.
All right. Well, first of all, on the way it ended, anybody who's ever played basketball has heard a coach say free throws win games. All players know it. But missed free throws cost every NBA team in the league at least 1 game every season. It's just it's like a missed putt in golf, Cap. I mean, it's just that guys miss them. Last night they missed 9. The Lakers were 17 of 26. Mike, the thing that was the most frustrating to me was the guys who missed them are the guys you'd want taking them.
Right.
Austin Reeves was 2 of 5 from the free throw line. He's an 80% free throw shooter. Anthony Davis shoots 78% and was 9 of 9 until the final minute. But I think when you blow a game like they did by missing free throws down the stretch, you can't live with that. You got to flush it and keep going, because you got another game tomorrow night. I hope they don't dwell on it, because it happens.
No, I mean, usually when you lose a game like this, you're a little bit more perked up for the next one, and I think they were going to be anyway, given that it's Denver, and that's who sent the Lakers home the last 2 years. The way that Redick described it, and yes, the free throws are frustrating. You could see Anthony Davis stewing at his locker.
Right.
Austin Reeves stewing at his locker. Like, they not through with that. The other thing was the execution, and JJ talked about this with Wagner getting the go-ahead 3. Now, first of all, like that play, a couple things could have happened. Maybe AD can reject the screen and stick on Wagner, and AD is the best isolation defender that you can basically get in the NBA. But Cam Reddish is a good option, and I think that, like, ideally, Reddish pushes even further up into Wagner and either sends him in to help, or if he pulls up for a floater or a 2-point jumper or something and ties the game, fine. You just don't want to give up a decent look. And then at the same time, Franz is 6'9", and he took a step back from 4 feet beyond the 3-point line. So there's a part, and LeBron hinted at this, there's a part of that where you tip your cap. But like you don't want a team to get a 3 off if you're up 2.
Well, that's
frustrating for them.
That leads me to where I wanted to go. This is going to sound crazy, but I think you're going to see it in the next 3 to 5 years from a really bold coach. I think a coach will, in the exact situation that the Lakers were in last night, intentionally foul the other team up 2.
No.
Here's my theory. I think as soon as they inbound the ball, you foul him on the catch. In that case, it would have been Wagner. All right, he was a really good free throw shooter. If he misses one, you still have the lead. But if he makes them both, you're tied and the shot clock is off and you control the ending. Mike, the only thing they couldn't do was give up a 3, and that's what they did. And every coach will tell you, we told the players that. We told them not to give up a 3, and it happens every single year. Somebody messes that up. Last night, Wagner hit a great shot. I'm not trying to take anything away from him. They're the worst three-point shooting team in the NBA, Orlando. So the JJ and the Lakers were playing percentages. I think all 30 teams would have played it the way the Lakers did. I'm telling you, within 3 to 5 years, because these guys are getting so good at making three-pointers, and they all have these high releases, like Franz Wagner, Kevin Durant, Dalton Knecht. They all let their shots go over their head. Somebody's going to foul in that situation. Do you think I'm crazy?
Well, crazy is maybe a little strong. I still wouldn't do that. I don't think that you give a team a chance to. You have to assume they're going to make the free throw. So you don't say, hey, go tie the game. You just can maybe be more aggressive in a trap at anything beyond the three-point line. In that case, if you concede a layup, maybe so be it. But I'm not automatically giving somebody 2 points.
Cappy, what do you think of my crazy theory?
Well, it's kind of like in football, right? Like there's not much time left on the clock. And it's like, should we let them score the touchdown so we can get the ball back and go take it down the other way? Or should we try and stop them and then they just eat up the entire clock? I actually don't think that what you're saying is crazy, because here's the thing. What if it would have been the other way around? What if the Magic would have what if they would have fouled Anthony Davis on the inbound and then Anthony Davis goes to the line and misses 2 free throws? I mean, that could happen.
Well, Ramona made a good point earlier. That game tape from the end of the game last night is going to make its way around the league.
Oh, yeah.
And the Lakers now are going to be in a position where they're going to get fouled at the end of every game. And you just have to work on it. AD is a good free throw shooter. Austin Reeves is a great free throw shooter. LeBron's a 70% free throw shooter. They just missed him.
LeBron has, as you know from calling his games and being around all the time, he goes through little spurts towards the end of games with like clutch free throws where he tightens up a little bit or short arms it, and he works through it. Like they foul him and they test him again, and then he works through it. So this is not new for him. I don't remember AD missing like this. Do you guys missing?
He's AD and LeBron. So this is the thing. It's not Steph and KD down the stretch where they're 90+% free throw shooters. Like LeBron and AD have both. They'll miss free throws occasionally.
And again, Mike, he was 9 for 9 until the final minute.
Yeah, but Ramona, you hit on this earlier though. I do think that like when Austin Reeves missed 2 in a row, that to me was the point where, because Austin is, I think even you're more surprised if he misses a free throw, and he's the one that's Madison himself. I think that does tend to stick in the rest of the team's psyche. So it happens. It's unfortunate, but this is why it was important that the Lakers took care of business against the weaker teams that they played, and they stacked the 6 wins together. Because when you do something like this and you don't execute, well, you're still 10-5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a frustrating loss for sure. But if they can beat Denver tomorrow, that is a more important game to win than this one.
Denver plays tonight.
Yes,
they play in Denver against Dallas. Do we know if Jokic is playing in that game?
So he's listed as questionable, which tells me that he's probably going to play.
Right.
Because otherwise they would have just continued to list him as out.
Right.
And he had something personal going on. So I think that he's going to come back. I don't think Aaron Gordon is, though.
No.
And he is kind of the swing player in that matchup with the Lakers. He's one of the few guys in the league that can actually impact LeBron and AD at the rim from the help side, and gives Jokic what he needs there. So I do think that that's a significant loss. But if I would just assume Jokic will play in both.
Yeah, Gordon, by the way, has a calf strain and has missed 7 games in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tonight would be the 7th, and tomorrow would be the 8th.
They've got these young guys, Julian Strawther and Peyton Watson, who had a couple of good games against the Lakers last year, and they just had moments. But the guy that you really want to watch is Christian Brown.
He's been good this year.
He's filled in for Caldwell Pope, and I think offensively there's a little step back there. He's not as good of a shooter as KCP is, but
great
defensively he might be better. Like he's really a great athlete, and he's bigger. So I mean, Kenny's a great defender on the perimeter, but Braun is 6'7".
Cappy, tomorrow night, Lakers Nuggets 7:30.
Yep.
USC UCLA 7:30.
Right.
LAFC Seattle playoff game 7:30.
Right.
Will you be taking in one of those or none of those?
Of the three of those, my order would be USC UCLA 1, LAFC would be 2, and I would say Lakers, just based on where they are in the season, would be 3.
I'm the reverse. I like, obviously, because Mike and I are going to be working the Laker game. And the good news is, Mike, I think when we drive home from the Laker game tomorrow night, be around 10 o'clock, the USC-UCLA game will still be going on.
Yeah.
So we may be able to catch the end of it.
Yeah, and I think so. Jokic is just really the interesting part of this. I mean, he has separated himself even further from the rest of the pack this year.
Yep.
Historic numbers, and he has taken on this additional role because he is needed to. Because they started slow. They lost their first 2 games. They probably should have lost their third and their fourth. And he's like the one guy in the league that even LeBron and AD, haven't been able to kind of muscle out of the way. But AD has gotten a lot better in playing against him. It's like AD and the Lakers dominated Jokic to a degree in the 2019-20 Western Conference Finals. Then it was Jokic's time these last couple of years. But I thought AD really has stepped his game up since that matchup in the postseason last year. So I'm curious what AD has for Jokic tomorrow.
And the Nuggets have had their number in the last 16 meetings, including playoffs. The Lakers are 3-13. And so
Jamal Murray always kills him, but he's been pretty bad this year too.
He like a lot of guys in the league, though. He sees that purple and gold jersey, and something else
wakes
comes out
right
of him.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Cap, who wins the SC UCLA game?
I got to think SC wins the game. I mean, UCLA did have that run in the middle of the season where they put some wins together, and everybody, especially the win against Iowa, where people are like, okay, you know what? I'm paying attention now. And I think earlier in the season when Indiana came to the Rose Bowl and beat UCLA, nobody really knew that Indiana was going to be this good. And I'm really hoping that Indiana this week pulls the big shocker over Ohio State. So I got to think USC, though, has more talent, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're better coached. It doesn't necessarily mean they'll execute better. I just got to think USC's got more. Hey, Ramona, before we go, I never thought I'd say this to you, but I got to say it. I can't believe you were gutless earlier.
What did I do?
You said you had no guts. You should have taken Campbell's soup and the mushroom barley or whatever the hell it was for 50,000 or 55% or whatever.
It was I took 50. I took right in the middle.
Right.
Because my instinct was 40% because it seemed like you
Right,
would
how
think
could
it
they
was
possibly-
the most.
yeah.
And then, but I was like, no, I think people buy that all the time to make casseroles everywhere. And I just said, I was like, I should go with 40, but I'm just going to play it safe and go in the middle.
Game of games regrets.
I know.
They happen all the time.
And I can't believe I have to say it, but you're gutless.
I know. I was gutless.
You can borrow Morales' hat that I got him for his birthday that says gutless.
I
All right.
tried, but I just didn't have it today.
Didn't have the guts, although I did see your workout earlier today. Looked
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
Looked like you had guts then.
Go pick up a hazmat suit for your ride home.
I know.
Why, what's up?
I got
her
Barfarama at my house.
Her family's all got the flu or something.
I got out of there. I slept in the guest bedroom, and I was.
I've basically been sick since that long trip, John.
Yeah.
It seems like half the country's sick right now.
I know.
It's just out
All
there.
right.
Well, wait a second. Maybe that's how I got it. Maybe Mike Trudell gave it to me on Tuesday.
Yeah,
in that
You know what,
case,
Cappy?
they can argue for 3 hours over that.
Yeah,
I'm going
let's,
to go get in my car.
Let's do a little blame game.
Mason and Ireland's
Blame
done. Sedano and Cap next. Mike Trudell pinch hitting for George, ESPN LA.
Hey, what's happening is